Colorado's good. Colorado's team is good. I'd say Texas went in there and they won that game. I wouldn't say Bama just lost. Brock Purdy is legit. He's legit. Plain and simple. Oklahoma is legit, folks. Boomer Sooner. They might be here to stay. The Chargers, right? They got all the pieces, but they're not moving the right ways. I don't know. They have all those big names, and they can't stop a parked car. He looked like dog shit out there yesterday. He's the reason we lost our coins. Josh Allen's trying to do too much. He got too cute. He really did. He got too cute. It is Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Guys, why were we acting this offseason like they were just going to be good after what we saw last year? What was going to change? All their receivers are hurt. Anyway, Russell Wilson's more worried about, what his next PR move is and, signing babies and shaking hands than he is, being a leader of his team. He doesn't even give out his phone number to his teammates. The guy's a bot.
Damn, brand new bag for bro, but I didn't pay for it. I don't like spending that cash because I'm trying to savor it.
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Fridays, the best day of the week, episode 314 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Javon, presented by SeatGeek. If you guys are going to a game this weekend, make sure you use promo code BOOKIT on SeatGeek for $20 off your first purchase. And how about that Bethune-Cookman legacy cover, folks? Let's fucking go. Let's get some W's going in chat. I told you guys today I'm coming in with that shit stank, don't it? Type energy from LeBron James today. I'm not messing around, okay? I put meat on tape for that play. It was always Bethune-Cookman. I don't care that they're starting QB, who I gassed up and was pretty much the only reason I took the play. Got hurt in the first drive, Javon. It didn't matter. It was always Bethune. Let them cook. They took care of business. What a freaking game last night.
Yeah.
What a game.
That's one of the craziest meat on table plays I think we've had. That was nuts.
Bro, oh no, they're not going to let us play it.
I bet.
I freaking bet they're not letting us play it.
I bet.
I knew they were going to get us. It wouldn't let me
Yeah.
screen record it. It wouldn't let me screen share the highlights. They don't want to see baby Lamar succeed. All right, guys, I wanted to show you Walter Simmons, a.k.a. baby Lamar, Javon, who freaking went in the game in the last drive. I don't know where this kid was the entire game because the freaking second string guy was atrocious. Third string QB Walter Simmons went in there and moved down the field with ease. He should have been in the game the whole time.
Yeah, he literally looked like Lamar. He was the greatest quarterback of all time when he stepped on the field. It's like, what are we doing?
Literally. Unbelievable, folks.
Absolutely electric. Mike. Hopefully this sounds better. What a game. What a game. They did it for Coach Ed Reed. It was all for him. It was all for him. Unbelievable. People forget.
1 week Coach Ed Reed. Yeah. He's
Chad,
like,
we got a ton to talk about today. What did you say, Javon?
Nah, he's just like, for a week, he's just, hey, you know what? We have no facilities. We have no resources. I'm out. I'm good.
Yeah. He's like, you know what, guys? This actually isn't going to work. They're not giving me shit. So I'm out of here. Josh sneak ticket. People forget. People forget about the Joshy sneak ticket special last night where he faded the squad ride. Josh, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That doesn't pay. That does not play. Do not fade the squad ride. Not profitable. Okay, chat. We got a couple best bets down below. If you're trying to lock in some plays nice and early. All right, we have a ton to go over today. That's why we're running a 2-hour stream. All right, little extra for you guys today. A ton to go over for the weekend. We want to make sure we have plenty of time to go over plays on today's slate. Okay, we're going to do college football weekend previews coming up here in a second. We're going to do Friday Night Lights talk, college football, Friday night, 3 games. Honestly, 3 pretty decent games we're going to talk about. And then Javon's going to take us through the MLB slate. Obviously, the meat sheet, it's back today, W's. And then we're going to craft up a little weekend action, Javon. First ever Prize Picks weekend BTL entry we're going to craft up for some football on Saturday and Sunday. And rumor has it, we might even be crafting up a little Hail Mary parlay for the weekend as well. The chat's been itching for a little BTL parlay. They've been itching a little bit, trying to get some action in on a little value for a little BTL parlay piece. You guys asked, we delivered. Okay, so we're going to do that towards the end. And do not forget about the squad ride, 127, 86, and 3. We're going to run that back today, of course, every single day. Need it. And then the college football squad ride for tomorrow as well. And we'll run a little Twitter poll on Sunday and run an NFL squad ride. Have to run it back. Went 2-0 last weekend, Javon.
Got
it. Choice.
Yeah, let's do it again.
100%. All right, chat. Let's start moving and grooving. All right, let's do some W recaps from yesterday. Let's go over the squad rides, the best bets. Javon, Rockies didn't play. Polanco with some legacies in that one, Javon. Better late than never.
Yeah, Mima crept in for that one. She was in 2 places at once, I guess, for both the Minnesota teams. So that was huge.
She's everywhere. Watch out.
Yeah.
You never know when Mima's going to pop in the back door. Okay. The under in Navy Memphis. That might have been a shit wager. Navy's offense, honestly, showing out. They almost won that freaking game. And teasing Memphis was a terrible idea by me. Guys, you don't tease college football, and that's why last night, a little bit of a reminder, Memphis should have covered the 7. They didn't, and that's why you don't tease college. Straight up. Doesn't matter. The points aren't worth it for what you're getting. Only tease NFL, folks. College football teasers, not worth the juice. Plain and simple. And yeah, Josiah Gray, let's talk about that slip for a second, guys. How about JoJo? Absolutely dealing after they skipped a start. He looked fresh. He looked regrouped, right, Javon? Honestly, hit the nail on the head on that one and paired it with Justin Jefferson to stay out of the end zone, which was the freest bet of the night.
Yeah, it was air. Absolutely
Wasn't even close, ever, right? I can't remember a single time in that game where Jay Jettis was close to scoring, huh?
Yeah, I mean, not one. not even one. It was never a
How
sweat.
about when he fumbled the ball out of the end zone?
Yeah, he was kind of close. But thankfully, I think he would have been down before the end zone anyway. So it would have been a null and void. That's a nuts slip too.
100%. Somebody had to do it, and it was always going to be me. All right, Jay Jettis less than 8.5 touchdowns on the season. People are talking. That might be sharp, Javon.
Good start. Hell of a start.
That might be sharp. Okay. Yeah. A team and B team. Shout out Polanco last night. He came through. He respected coins. And we hit a little 2-piece, hold the fry. Boston Scott getting rebooted after he got concussed. Hope he's okay. It was never Scott receiving yards, but didn't help that he got a stinger. Addison, absolutely free. Javon, great call. I started him in DFS as well. He came through with a bomb and a late-night touchdown as well. And then Polanco scoring in the top of the ninth. How about that 18, folks? Hope you guys tailed.
Huge. Green is green.
Yeah. Guys, people aren't shitting out three pieces that are smacking every day. We are. All right. If you're not tailing, if you're not tapping in, I know you guys are dialed into the squad ride. You guys are tailing that shit left and right. But if you're not dialing into the A team and the B team, and you're not tailing our Prize Picks three pieces, and if you're not maybe even flex nuking some of these three pieces like me, what are you doing? Okay. These have been absolutely smacking. We've hit one almost every day. Let's keep moving and grooving, Javon, and let's hit some squares tonight. Why not us?
Why not?
W's. And that little primetime climb recap. Hope you guys tuned in to Night Sweats last night. I mean, we had over 800 people in there at one point when Trent cashed another first touchdown score. I think he's 2 for 3 this year, Javon. That's honestly pretty electric. Primetime GOAT. He might be.
Yeah, he just might be him. Might be him. It's actually crazy.
100%.
But, I mean, you're hot yourself too. Look at 6-0 to start the year.
Don't let me get hot, Javon. It might be too late.
Yeah, you're climbing. No pun intended.
Climbing. The primetime leaderboards here, folks. We got to get an updated graphic, but 6-0 on primetime climb plays this NFL season. If you guys aren't tailing me on NFL, what the heck are you doing? It's my best sport. The freaking results are all out there. All right. Tail my NFL plays. We've been smacking plays left and right. It's not too late. All right. We're only getting into week 3 here. All right, guys. Tail the NFL milk. Tail the MLB Javon milk. And you go about your day. All right. That's a great recipe for success. Javon.
Yeah, there we go.
It's about that time, my dude. Let's go into some college football weekend preview talk. We don't have time for any fun or any bullshit today. We gotta jump right in, my man. Let's go right into snooze fests for college football this weekend, folks. We're going to talk about some games this weekend, just like we did yesterday for the NFL. We're going to go over some angles, some bets, and some segments here for college football games this weekend, Javon. We'll start it out with the boring one. Okay, the snooze fest of the college football weekend. I'm going to the backyard brawl, Javon. Typically a game that soars over between these two teams. When they play, usually you get a freaking total at 70, and you're getting, bazillion points. Last year when these guys played, the over soared. But this year, these teams are absolutely atrocious, man. Pitt's got some guys on the defensive side of the ball that are good enough to slow down West Virginia, in my opinion, but West Virginia's offense is moose. This team, this program, has taken a significant step back, and this total has dropped to almost 10 points from the opener. The splits are sharper than heck. Some of the sharpest splits on the total on the entire board right now on Visson. I'm freaking laying the under here. It might be square with these offenses, but in this series, Javon, it's not at all with the history between these two teams and the offensive firepower. I'm taking the under in the backyard brawl between these two squads.
I'm not against it. I think that game, even if it's a little lower total, I think it's going to be a pretty good game. That'll be exciting. I love the backyard brawl. I went with NIU Nebraska. We all saw last week how terrible Jeff Sims is and that offense is. And yes, they're facing honestly, probably a better defense, I would say, than Colorado or comparable defense. So like NIU, they're defensively have a lot of veterans there, so I trust them to kind of hold Jeff Sims and the offense down. But on the other side, like they can't score either. Like they came off a game like in Boston College when they played them week 1. They ran the football. That was the only way they could really move the ball. Rocky Lombardi wasn't great. And then last week they played Southern Illinois, scored 11 points. So like they can move the ball, but they're horrendous when they get into the red zone. Their kicker can't kick past 35 yards, so they like legitimately have to go for it unless they're on the 20 or closer. So with like a Nebraska defense, I think you're going to be in a good amount of those situations. And yeah, saw this too. Jeff Sims is a little banged up, so we'll see how he comes out. But regardless, honestly, it might be better if he doesn't play, if they're just moving the ball and not doing much instead of turning it over and giving Northern Illinois good field position. So either way, it's a recipe for a little defensive struggle here. So I don't think we get much offense out of this game.
Okay, limited offense, and you still got Thomas Hammock, Coach Hammock, big sexy on NIU, Javon. You know what I'm talking about? Big boy.
Yeah.
Might be the largest coach.
Units.
Got to be most pounds per inch for any coach.
Pounds per inch is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Nobody clipped that. But height and weight, I don't know how to do that math, but he's got to be leading college football. He is an absolute unit. He's been coaching there for a couple of years. Honestly, a decent coach. I'll give him some credit. NIU's been okay in the past. Decent MAC team. and you think their defense is okay enough to slow down Nebraska with or without Johnny Sims?
Their defense is pretty solid. I mean, they have a pretty good front seven, and I mean their secondary is a little bit of an issue, but like Nebraska's not going to challenge that. So we'll see. And yeah, there he is.
His PPI is off the charts, Bryce Young. Pounds per inch. That's a new metric that people are going to start using.
PPI.
Figure out how fat they are. Just wait, guys.
Good Lord.
Just wait.
PPI is insane.
That's our guy. All right, we're taking the under. Okay, we're taking the over on Coach Hammock's PPI, but let's keep moving and grooving here, folks. 2 snooze fests to start it out. Pitt, West Virginia, under 48, and NIU, Nebraska, under 42. I like that play, Javon.
Yeah.
All right, let's move. Let's groove. Let's go to Mikey overs of the weekend, folks. This is our favorite over on the college football slate this weekend. I'll get it kicked off here. Let's go UNT and Louisiana Tech over 69.5. One of, if not the highest total in all of college football, Javon. And like you said to me earlier, North Texas defense, man, jeesh. They are absolutely brutal. And we've seen Louisiana Tech pound the rock and move that offense, move the rock plenty this season. And their defense is nothing to celebrate either. So give me points. This total is extremely high for good reason. This is going to be an absolute track meet. You're not going to see much defense in this game at all. It's going to look like TCU and Colorado week 1, where these teams couldn't make a tackle, and both teams are putting out 50 pieces, hold the front. Give me the over.
Yeah, I'm taking the track meet down in Houston, and
sure.
Our man Devin saying he knows I can't do it off ATC for you. Well, I got news for you, brother. I'm doing that too. I'm taking 2 bets in this game, and one's going to be Houston, one's going to be the over. Because Houston, honestly, I think they win this game, as much as it pains me to say. I think you're going to get a lot of the same stuff that you got in the Colorado game, a lot of passing underneath. Like Houston wants to challenge you vertically, but against TCU, the teams have kind of realized now that you don't need to do that or don't want to do that as much as you really have to. It's going to be a lot of underneath stuff. Donovan Smith is a quarterback they're familiar with, or at least TCU is familiar with because he played at Texas Tech for a while. He's going to run for probably 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. There's a lot of space underneath for kind of the short passing game, but there also is because they don't contain or they don't spy anybody. So there's nobody down there to catch a running quarterback. So they are going to move the ball at will. And Chandler Morris sucks, but this is a bad Houston defense that he's going to be facing too. So this is going to be back and forth. I think it's going to be literally just like the Colorado game, just like the Houston Rice game that they played last week that they lost. And they're probably going to win this one.
Sheesh. I'll take Houston with the points. I'm with you, my man. TCU, it's not impressed me one bit.
Yeah, and to answer this, no, they did not. They didn't bring back anybody on really any side of the ball, which is why they kind of struggle.
I don't know how we didn't see this one coming. They stink.
Yeah.
How about them Wildcats, folks? Let's keep the vibes up. We don't need to talk about TCU Frog Piss here today. Let's talk about Bethune cooking. Okay. Hope you guys cashed last night. Hope that showed you guys to just trust the squad ride and responsibly bet it for a unit every single night. That's what you should be doing. You shouldn't be 5U nuking it every night and picking your spots. You should be tailing it for 1 unit every single day and going about your day, because if you did that, you'd be up at least over 30 units because we're over 40 units above 500. 40 wins above 500. Unbelievable. Bethune cooks, man. Great. All right, Javon. 2 overs for the people if you're trying to bet on some exciting games, some track meets. North Texas, Louisiana Tech over 69.5. Nice. And TCU, Houston over 64, Javon. We move.
We do.
I'm probably the only Bethune-Cookman alumni in here. Let's freaking go, my man. We got an
alum.
We got
an alum out of Daytona, man. We love to see it.
We got a Wildcats alum. That's what I'm freaking talking about, my man. Hope you enjoyed the game. Hope you sprinkled on your alma mater because they were there, and it was never ending.
We're
okay.
sorry.
Unbelievable. That game was so sweaty, though. All jokes aside.
All
right, let's keep moving and grooving here, Javon. Let's go to our blowout of the weekend. Our team who we got winning big time. I went soft here. I went Rutgers -7, but I'll tell you what, Javon, they're going to win this game by 14+. It's not going to be close. VT is in absolute turmoil, and I've honestly been impressed by Rutgers on both sides of the ball so far this season. I mean, they've spanked 2 pretty decent programs. Their teams might not be in the best spots right now, Temple and Northwestern, but the games weren't even close. I mean, they gave up 7 points each in those games. And I'll tell you what, if they can hold Temple and Northwestern to 7 points, they're going to be holding the Hokies to less than 10 points because our offense is actually inept and it's a joke. It might as well be a joke. It's like a comedy skit watching our offense instead of watching college football. So you got Grant Wells who will start. And then you've got our other quarterback who's a runner who transferred from Baylor, who stinks. So they're going to be splitting more time in this game, which means less points for us because Grant Wells, although he's a turnover machine, he's the only QB on our roster who can actually throw a football. So that's actually cake. So we're not going to score at all in this game. I've got buddies who live up in Jersey. I've talked about this before. Half my friends are from Jersey, New York. The other half are from Virginia from school. They're all going to the game. They're all going to be betting Rutgers like I told them to because they're going to win by 14 easily in this spot. It's going to be ugly. I know Rutgers' program is not anything special, but I'll be honest, Javon, I've been pretty impressed with this Rutgers squad so far this season. I'm not ready to crown them and say that they're a sleeper yet, but Wimsatt's been good enough at QB, and I'm willing to back them to win this game by at least 2 touchdowns, chat. VT is caked.
Yeah, it just might be caked. As well as, like, for sure starting and not hurt. Is that a thing yet or no?
So it's going to be drones, and it'll be both. They're going to be playing split time the entire game.
That should be good.
Yeah, no, that's actually really bad because drones is atrocious. He might be worse than Wells. Why did they bring in drones for the last drive when he sat the whole game after an 8-hour rain delay? A-board, I said the exact same thing to everybody I know, and I don't have an answer. And although he did almost take us down the field and have a game-winning drive and he had one good throw, my Mima could have made that throw on that slant. The guy was wide open, and he ended up going 40 yards after the yak. I don't know what the heck Coach Pry was thinking there. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. That game was last week. We freaking stink. My point is, guys, Rutger, lay the points with them. The line moved from -4 to -7. It doesn't matter what number you get. They're going to win by 14. All right, lock it in. Javon, give me your blowout, your favorite of the college football weekend.
Kansas by more than 4 touchdowns. I believe I saw like one of those stupid trend Twitter accounts say that this was the first time they've been a road favorite since 2019 or 2009. Back when they were actually a decent little program, and now they're starting to make their way back. So to see this is crazy to see now, but they're playing a Nevada team who, I mean, they got boat raced by an FCS team last week, 33-6. So like this is a team who got dominated, especially on the line and with their front seven. So like Kansas, when they're able to be effective, like they can run the ball. I didn't think they'd be able to run the ball extremely effectively against Illinois, and that's exactly what they did. So now they're facing a team that let Idaho do the same thing. So they're going to win with flying colors. Again, like I think Jalen Daniels is supposed to be back, but it really doesn't matter to me whether it's him or Bean. I think it's just going to be a ridiculous blowout from the start in this game.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who's playing QB in that one. It's going to be ugly. That offense is good.
They're good.
Yep, 100%. I'm going to back them. That's a team you want to be taken to blow somebody out. Their offense is electric. Their defense, that's a story for another time. But, man, they can score. Whether it's Daniels, whether it's Bean, doesn't really matter. They got so many weapons on the offensive side of the ball as well. I've been very impressed with Kansas pulling that program out of moose shit. And now they can score. At least their games are fun. They might not be winning all the time, but they can put up some points.
Yep.
All right, I'm with you. We got I'm Nefty coming in with a sub bang. Rangers first 5 -0.5 today. Book it. Yeah, what could go wrong back in the hottest team in baseball? First 5 -0.5. What could go wrong?
A line is suspicious. Say that.
Yep. We'll talk about that soon, chat. No worries, no stress. Let's keep moving and grooving here, folks. 2 blowouts, Rutgers and Kansas. Sigala,
Bro,
you need to get help, brother.
We need to be better. We need to be so much better.
You need to go get help. Maybe talk to somebody. Maybe a therapist. Not us in chat, though. Okay, I don't get paid enough for that shit. Let's keep moving and grooving. Upset alert, Javon. This might be my favorite segment here. Upset alert. 2 teams we think not only are going to be covering the points, and we're going to be taking that, but they're going to be winning outright in this spot. I'll get it started here, Javon. Let me go with Mizzou. The Moose Piss Mizzou football program. They're good enough for me to back in this spot, Javon. That defense at home in this spot against a ranked Kansas State team, and Will Howard having sketchy squares up. The Prize Picks board telling me Kansas State might be laying a little bit of a goose egg coming up this weekend. I know that Will Howard squares off the board now. W's for letting me know about it. But all the signs are pointing towards a low-scoring, nasty game in Mizzou. It's going to be absolutely insane there. Guys like Josh, guys like Nick, W folks in the back end here at Book It have been talking about this game nonstop. Mizzou is hyped. This is the most exciting football game they've had in years. They're welcoming in a ranked Kansas State team at home, and I love the points here. I think it's an overreaction to that line move, from the opener where Kansas State was -1 last week. They're now -4. Javon, that's too many points. And I'd even go as far to say Mizzou wins this game outright and knocks off a ranked Kansas State team at home.
Can see that. Can certainly see that. I think that game's just going to be super weird. I guess while we're talking about this game, I know we're going to do a lot of prize pick stuff a little later. They have a Brady Cook interception on the board, which I think is hilarious. He hasn't thrown one in like eight games, which like Will Howard stuff looks weird too, or whatever was up. So it's on both sides, but that was interesting to me. I showed that, or I sent that over to Josh, and they don't do charts.
Those charts aren't correct, by the way. You pointed that out to me the other day.
Yeah, they don't do that, but in this case, it would be correct because he hasn't thrown one in 8 games. So
wow,
that's interesting that's up. But yeah, that'll be interesting. We can go back to it a little later, but I went with Florida for mine, which this is another weird game where like Tennessee hasn't won in the Swamp since I believe 2003. I was literally barely walking the last time they went into Gainesville and won a game. And it's weird because Florida, I kind of pointed the spot out preseason when we thought Tennessee was going to be much better. Probably, I guess you could say I thought Florida was going to be a little better than they are. But key for them is like Tennessee, I don't think is going to be able to run the ball against Florida. So like what we've been pretty disappointed with Tennessee so far is, I mean, Joe Milton, he's been extremely inefficient, but he's also had receivers who can't catch the ball. So it's going to be a pretty heavy emphasis on that, knowing that they can't run the ball. So it's going to be all-out aerial attack for the entire game. It's going to have to be for Tennessee. So I don't trust them right now. I don't trust them to do that, especially in a place that they haven't won, especially against a defense that's still a good bit more talented than people realize too. And on the other side of the ball, we talked about like Graham Mertz not being protected and kind of being a statue in the pocket, and that's why he faded him against Utah. Their starting center is going to be back for the first time this season. He was the anchor of that offensive line. So that protection is going to be a little better. Graham Mertz, I think, can actually have a pretty solid game against that secondary. There's a reason this line is sitting where it is for a team that really nobody likes in Florida. So at home, I think they, at the very least, get this game down to a field goal game, but I think they have a pretty solid chance to win it outright.
Okay, the Gators at home. You got some cojones back in that team after watching them lose the game against Utah themselves. I wouldn't even say Utah won that game. I'd say Florida lost it.
Yeah, Florida.
You got some cojones. It's not going to be easy.
Nope.
Line's down to 6, though, some places.
Is it?
Could be a good sign. Could be the difference.
Could be. I honestly, like, I'm a ridiculous Graham Mertz hater because I think that guy just sucks, and I think everybody, or majority of people are with me, but I like sneakily think he has a really solid game.
Okay. I mean, he's a vet, right? Nothing crazy. He's welcoming in a good Tennessee team, but that's the kind of QB you want to have your coins on, a guy who's been there before, right?
Yeah.
He might be a statue and not be able to move, but could he cover that spread at home in that spot against an overrated Tennessee team? I'm willing to bet that he can. I'm with you. Sure. All right, let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. We got a capitalized Nick sub-bang W capitalized Nick. That's what I'm talking about, Beast. I saw you had a legacy day yesterday. You and Ben, make sure you guys in chat are checking out the capitalized streams going on all the time. They are sharp as a tack. W capitalized Nick. W day yesterday. All right, let's keep moving and grooving here, chat. You guys are going to love this graphic. Meat on tape. Play of the weekend. Yep, that's a Colorado State Ram. And I'm taking the 23.5 points. Let me tell you why before you freak out, okay? You've been hearing the drama. You've been hearing Coach Norvell chirping Deion Sanders, talking about, my mother taught me when I was growing up, you take your glasses off, you take your hat off when you're talking to her, you show some respect, okay? That's some serious words from a coach of a Colorado State team, Javon, that got smacked in the mouth week 1 against Wazoo. But I'll tell you what. I don't think Coach Norvell is an idiot. Do you?
No, he's actually a great coach.
No. Honestly, he's a great freaking coach, and he completely turned around a Moose Piss Nevada program before coming to Colorado State. And I'll tell you guys this. Colorado State's a program I want to buy stock in. Let me give you a couple reasons why. Number one, they've got a bye week, the earliest bye week in college football. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game, while Colorado is fat, happy, and complacent coming off of 2 insanely big wins against TCU and Nebraska, 2 big Power 5 schools. Now Colorado plays a team that they know that they're better than for the first time this season, and it's at home. typically these games are neutral sites, which I wouldn't want to back Colorado State as much here because this is literally a fade Colorado bet, just like fading Miami last night with Bethune-Cookman was, okay? You're fading a team that's now getting respect. You're fading a team in a weird spot, right? Last night it was Miami on a short week, welcoming in a shitty team who's, a local rival in Florida who wants to beat the crap out of them, and it worked. In this spot, it's a local team, Colorado State, who stinks, but they've had 2 weeks to prepare for this spot. And Coach Norvell wouldn't be saying this shit. He's not a fool. He wouldn't be talking all this trash and chirping Coach Prime if he knew this team didn't have a pulse and didn't have a chance to keep this game close. Because if he did that, that would be the biggest bonehead move in all of college football media this season. Jay Norvell is not a fool. Jay Norvell is a great football coach. And I'll tell you what, Javon, he's now getting his QB. All right. They started out, rolling with Clay Millen to start out the season. He was absolutely ass. And now they're rolling with Braden Fowler Nkosi. And this is the guy that Coach Norvell brought in himself, the freshman from Texas, who, by the way, when he went in against Wazoo in week 1, he looked pretty damn sharp. The 6'3", big-ass kid, he's got an absolute cannon. I believe in him, Texas arm. He's got football in his bloods. And he's going to be the one keeping Colorado State and the Rams in this game. All right? They're going to catch Colorado sleeping because Colorado is now welcoming in a team for the first time this season that they know they're better than. And I think it's a perfect fade spot here. Back the Colorado State Rams. I'm not saying they're going to win, but just like back in Bethune-Cookman last night, sometimes you got to fade spots where a team is now getting respect for the first time, really, and they know that they're better than everyone else. This is when you fade. And this is when you back a rival team like Colorado State, who's had 2 weeks to prepare. All right, give me Coach Norvell. I stand with him, and I stand with Colorado State and the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're on the right side there. I'm not doing it because I want to wait until the first 2 Pac-12 games to hop back in fading them. But, I mean, to your credit, this is a lot of, I guess, what was pretty unpredictable about Colorado in week 1. You have a pretty new offense. That offense is going to look drastically different with the quarterback change. Obviously, Clay Millen is another guy who's just statue and pretty horrendous. So maybe they come out. I think they come out and score some points at the very least against that defense. So we'll see. It'll be a tough one.
Yep. Not saying they're going to win, but I am saying they're going to cover, chat. So if you want to lock in Colorado, by all means, I don't blame you. They're electric. They're fun. They're the shiny new toy in college football. They're exciting. They win and they cover. They're 2-0 ATS so far. I don't blame you for taking them, but just know they're not going to cover every single game. They're not going to win every single game. And in a couple weeks, you guys are going to all be off the Colorado hype when they start getting smacked around in Pac-12 play, and you're going to realize that this team is good, but they're not great. And I'm willing to take the points with Colorado State in a complete overreaction on the line when Colorado State's putting out a new QB and has had 2 weeks to prep. I think they're undervalued in the market. We already know Colorado is overvalued in the market. That's something we can all agree upon. If you can't say that, if you can't say Colorado's getting more respect now after the books got absolutely demolished by everyone cashing on Colorado, you guys don't think the books realize that shit and they're going to turn on a switch and flip it and make sure you guys don't win money on Colorado going forward? You don't think they know that 95% of bets in handle are going to be on Colorado in this spot? Do you guys think Vegas looks like it does right now by bets like Colorado spread hitting every single week? If it did, they wouldn't be in business. Use your fucking brains. They're going to set the spreads at a point where Colorado is uncoverable, okay? Be careful this weekend betting Colorado. That's all I'm going to say.
Fair enough. I went with Oregon State minus the 24.5 here.
Sure.
I honestly don't know how San Diego State scores in this game. I was honestly right in between taking this and just their team total under 10.5. Quarterback play's been tough. I mean, Jalen Maiden, as much as I love kind of the way that he plays, he's been pretty brutal to watch this season, especially in the turnover department. Last week, they played a UCLA defense that I would say is significantly worse than Oregon State's defense that they're going to face this week. And he struggled. They baited him into a lot of interceptions. He had some terrible reads. That offense really couldn't get much going at all. This Oregon State defense is going to be ridiculously more physical with them. They have a secondary that's really talented and going to put those guys on islands where he kind of bait Maiden into throws as well, and he's going to have a lot of turnover-worthy plays. So, I don't think they score. I don't think they score at all in this rushing attack, both from DJ when they get to the goal line and from their cast of guys, including the one big one. I forget, he's slipping my name. I don't know why. Damian Martinez. He's like, his line is consistently sit at 100 yards, and now he's at like 110. Like, he's going to soar past that. He's going to have a really good game. I don't think they're going to be able to stop him for a single second. This is like a 45-7 game, something like that. Like, it's going to be ugly. And it's probably going to get ugly very quick because San Diego State ain't moving the ball.
San Diego State is atrocious.
Yeah, they ain't moving the ball, man.
Nate Robinson commented on my post. Devin, where? That's fucking hilarious.
That is hilarious.
What, dudes? Where did that happen? I hate sweating coming in with a sub bang 9 months. That's what I'm talking about, folks. W's. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. On Insta, I freaking bet, dude. All right, let's keep moving, Javon. W plays, W college football weekend preview here for you folks. Let me know in chat what your favorite college football bet of the weekend is right now. Could change by tomorrow. Don't blame me if it does, but let me know right now what your favorite play is. I want to see it in chat. All right, and we got a hype train going, Javon. We got Holy Howitzers coming in with a sub bang. Let's go, boys. Need nukes. We got you, bro. We got Flynn 3415 coming in with a sub bang. 11 months. Dion Meat Gargling is out of control. Yeah, from you guys. You guys are acting like you're suiting up in Colorado uniform this weekend. It's freaking ridiculous. Hop off. We got a hype train. Let's go, folks. W's. Javon, word on the street. Alabama might have a new starting QB this weekend.
Yeah.
Is this true? Tyler Buckner getting a shot?
Bring the Notre Dame man over. Should be interesting.
Yeah.
He's got Tommy Reese with him.
Yeah.
He's got Tommy Reese. That could be his guy. And by the way, we haven't talked about this ever, but Tommy Reese, what a big brain move for him. Nothing against Marcus Freeman, but Tommy Reese, still a young guy, still a young coach, right? He's probably only about 30 years old. Him saying, I'm going to go to Bama. I'm going to learn under Nick Saban, one of the GOATs, and work under him. And then I'm probably going to become a head coach at some point. But what are you going to learn from, Coach Freeman when you're older than him and you've been around in the game for that long? Yeah, I tip my cap, and I think he got roasted for that a little too much. It makes perfect sense for his career why he made that move.
Yeah.
Right?
100%. It's like he's going to Alabama too, so I guess it's a little bit of a step up there, maybe with a little more pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Scheme-wise, though, it was a tough sell for me, and we've already seen that a little bit, and we're probably going to see that a little bit more now with Tyler Buckner out there.
Okay. Yeah, what do you think? Is this going to improve that offense?
I mean, I've watched this guy for a good bit at Notre Dame in the Tommy Reese system, and let's just say this is a guy who I never thought would even grace a football at Alabama.
Wow.
So I can't really say it's going to make them much better. It's hard to make them much worse
no.
with the way Milroe is playing, but yeah, this is not like this move is going to put them back into, SEC title, national title contention. It's a weird one to see.
Yep. Could have seen it coming. After last week, I honestly said it during the game when I was watching it. You're going to see a new QB for Bama next week, and now we are. Not really surprised. Nick Saban's not the kind of guy to bench a QB during a game. He's not the kind of guy to be, stringing along a QB like DJ and costing your team because you're that loyal, but he's somewhere in between, and he did make a move this week. I'm excited to see how it plays out. Maybe we'll see a different type of Buckner in Alabama in that crimson red. I mean, he's in a great position. He's got plenty of weapons. He's got a great offensive line.
Yeah. They're a little weaker there, which is like Tommy Reese wants to run the shit out of the ball, which, again, it really doesn't matter if you're effective in that way, who the hell you have taken snaps. So, like, against USF this week, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. But when we get into situations where, he has to win them the game with his arm, good luck.
Okay. All right, chat. Maybe you won't see much of an improvement from the Bama offense this week as they still try to figure it out and get in midseason form. All right. Let's move. Let's groove, folks. Guys, if your buddies are betting on football tonight, if your buddies are betting on football this weekend, make sure you share this stream in your gambling group chat. Help your boys out. Help us out. All right. We're giving up plays for free every single day on here. Share the stream. Share the live. Okay. Send it to your buddies as we dive into the Friday Night Lights segment here, Javon. Talking about 3 pretty decent games we've got on the slate for tonight. I'm pretty hyped. We got UVA, Maryland, Army, UTSA, and we got Utah State and Air Force. Javon, you want to start with the Cavaliers versus the Terps?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Javon. I've been pretty impressed by UVA. so far this season, and that's coming from me, a huge UVA hater. But they were able to hang in there with a JMU team, a JMU program, a JMU roster who I know for a fact is better. And they almost freaking won that game. Now, there was some weather, there was some BS. And to be honest, if there wasn't that delay, UVA probably would have had that game in the wraps and they'd be 1-1 in this spot and we'd be getting a much shorter number. But JMU with a legacy comeback after the delay, they ended up winning by 1. UVA blew it. They don't have a clutch gene. Honestly, their roster freaking stinks. I was impressed they kept it that close, but it was a rivalry game. And now you got the Terps. And they've taken care of business pretty, decently so far this season, Javon. They haven't covered in either of their games, but they've been a 38.5 and a 24.5 point favorite in both those. And they barely didn't cover in them. They still won those games pretty easily against Towson and Charlotte, and they should. I mean, it's Maryland versus Charlotte and Towson. Give me a break. So I wouldn't say they've been extremely impressive, but they've been good enough where I'm not concerned. What I am concerned about is that Tua's brother, Talia, who's the quarterback in Maryland, one of the most veteran, best QBs in that conference, he threw 2 picks last week against Charlotte. Pretty weird. But he is up there again for an INT on the Prize Picks board today, Javon. So I wouldn't mind maybe getting cute and taking his less than INTs against a UVA secondary that might as well be me and you out there. Nothing special at all. But I do like the Terps to take care of business here, Javon. But my bet in the game is going to be the under. The total's down from 49.5 to 47.5, which I thought was pretty weird. Number one, I thought the total was already low. Number two, I thought it was weird it's moving down considering UVA's put up plenty of points in their 2 games, and so has Maryland. The offense has not been an issue. I'm taking the under. This is a nasty contrarian play with over 70% of bets and handle on that over. I'm fading the public. I'm backing the under as the totals come down 2 points in this spot. And I'm backing both of these organizations, both these programs who are turnover prone, mistake prone to say the least, to do that once again tonight.
Yeah, I have no play on the total, but it feels like to me that those turnovers and the mistake proneness, I guess if you want to say that, of these couple offenses it's gonna lead to a lot of good field position, which is what kept me off of that. But what is on your side? Like I do think Maryland, even despite whatever to his little brother has to do today, I think it's going to be a lot of Robin Hemby. So I don't think Virginia has any answer for him, and I think there's going to be a lot of explosive plays in the ground for him, and I wouldn't mind taking a stab at him on Prize Picks as well. But yeah, it's a weird game for me. I would definitely lean the Terps, but not going to it.
This is just like the weirdest bet I could find on the college football board today, or maybe the nastiest, I would say. I just don't understand how this total isn't in the 50s with how both these teams have performed. So there's going to be some sort of fluke shit in this game somehow, some way. I love the way the total's moving and grooving with all the bets on the over, but that's crazy, especially if it opened up at 52.5 briefly on DK. That's wild.
Could it possibly have to do with the UVA QB situation?
Yeah, definitely could. Could it have something to do with UVA impressing people a little bit in the first 2 weeks when everyone thought they were going to be absolute moose?
Could do it too.
Maybe. I don't know. But this is more of a line play, not really a team play for me here, folks. One of the nastiest totals on the board, all the bets on the over, and that total keeps on creeping down. And it's not like there's crazy weather in Maryland today. I mean, I'm pretty close. No hurricanes, nothing crazy going on tonight. Pretty weird to see that total continuously moving down.
Yep.
Any plays you like in this one?
Not really. I definitely lean Maryland take care of business here, but I'm not going to take that. I will definitely back Hemby on the PP board, though. I think he goes for 100 tonight.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, who the heck's going to cover him? Nobody.
I mean, I think he's going to have a 50-plus yard rush in the first quarter.
I'm with that. I could definitely get behind that. Do I like that it's at 100.5? No, but do I care? Not really.
That's rushing and receiving, so that's fine. He's actually I think he has the most catches on the team.
Don't sleep.
In the backfield. So I saw.
How do you want to target him?
Too. I'll go rushing and receiving there, but I think he's going to get fed in the flat as well. But I don't think he's going to have any trouble hitting just the rushing yards either.
Okay, that's fair. All right, Roman swipes backing into that. B Corp back. Let's keep moving and grooving here, Javon. This game reeks. Let's talk about Army and UTSA, a much better game. Sure. Chat, I'm willing to bet we see Frank Harris out there tonight. I did some digging. He's got turf toe, but if he was able to come back into that game last week where he looked like he got concussed, mangled, his legs broken, his entire body disintegrated with how many times he got hit in that pocket and crushed when he was running the ball, if he could go back into that game, he will be on the field tonight. And if the doctors cleared him, he will be out there. If the team let him go back into the game last week, after it looked like he didn't even know where he was, Javon, he'll be out there tonight because the doctors cleared him. He's different, veteran. It's his call. He's going to be out there on the fields. And although the spread has come down from 14.5 to 7.5, I still think there's some value on UTSA here. And I do think they get it done and win this game. I just don't know if they freaking cover the 7.5 with a banged up Frank Harris who looked like crap last week. Now, I will say, Army, their offense has kind of shined, but they haven't really played anybody. They put up a 57 piece last week against Delaware State, I believe it is. UTSA, on the other hand, I mean, their defense honestly clamped up and played pretty good and saved that game last week against Texas State. Not a great team, but the offense, they're going to be seeing Texas State compared to Army. How much different can it be? I don't really see much of an improvement there with their opponent tonight. I think UTSA and their defense clamps up. They figure out a way to win this game. Not sure if they cover, but I'm going to be pairing the UTSA Roadrunners on the ML with Houston Astros on the ML tonight, which we're going to get to when we get to baseball.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm pretty off of this game. I don't know what to do with Frank Harris status. It feels like to me a game where like teams are going to have super long drives and then just not score in the red zone, which I mean we've seen these teams do plenty of times in these first couple weeks. So it'll be weird. I'll wait on Frank for sure though.
Okay, I have a feeling Chad he's going to be playing. We'll see.
Yeah, it's kind of what it seems like, but I mean it's still creeping down, which is making.
Yeah, the spread does not seem like it, but everything I'm reading tells me that he's cleared, and I think he's going to give it a shot. But you guys know how that goes. The books always know. The books always know. So no nukes, but if you want a little two-piece parlay action, if you need some college football plays, maybe a parlay UTSA with the Astros on the ML, and we'll talk about that when we get to baseball. Any other plays in this game?
Not in that game, though.
All right. Talk about Utah State. I know you like them tonight.
Yeah, this would be an interesting one. I love everything they've done with the offense. Cooper Legas is really good. I think I was honestly shocked because I thought this team would be not a bottom feeder necessarily, but a team that would more so struggle to score and be decent defensively coming into the season. It's kind of the opposite. Not their defense is terrible, but they're coming off a week where they put 78 on an Idaho State team that, I mean, for an FCS team, they also just went in and competed the week before this or the week before last week on the road against San Diego State, put up 28 points, lost that game by 8. And then went and put 78 on the next week, which was super impressive. I mean, everything they've done in the air is super impressive. And I think they'll be able to contain Air Force on the ground quite a bit too. So I think this is definitely a spot where I wouldn't be shocked on this little weird late night game on the West Coast here in Colorado Springs for Utah State to go on the road and win this game. So I think the +9 is a pretty solid play. And I think the offense really shows out for Utah State early.
I mean, this this spread briefly opened up at almost 2 touchdowns, Javon, and now it's down to +9 on those books. So you're in a good spot here. Why not fade Air Force? Sure.
Yep.
I know you're down for that after the college basketball season. My goodness.
Yeah, I despise that team on the hardwood.
Yep. All right, and we're fading them tonight on the gridiron. Let's take Utah State on the road. I'm down.
Let's do it.
All right. Any prize pick squares in that game, or if you do, you do want to save them for when we craft up the 5-piece?
We can save them. I don't think they put any up because I was really looking for some Utah State guys, but I don't think I saw any or see any that they put up for this game.
All right, maybe they'll go up while we're still talking. It's still early. Okay. Yeah. Let's keep moving and grooving here, folks. Javon, the meat sheet is back. Take us through.
It is. A little quick pivot to MLB. I guess home run guys, we got a couple in cores. I guess Chase Anderson's in cores. Logan Webb's the other one that's obviously not going to be listed here, but I think we get a couple of Turks from him, but I'm really targeting Logan Webb, which I guess I can talk about when we get down to the bottom here. Johnny Cueto against the Braves lineup, who is, they've seen him plenty of times over the course of his career. He's a veteran pitcher, so it's not like he's a rookie going in there or anything, but I think he's in for a pretty rough day personally. Brandon Pfaadt, anytime he pitches against a team that's pretty solid against righties, he's in for a moose fest. We did that with the Dodgers. We've done that with a couple other teams, I guess the Rockies included. Cubs don't hit the ball as hard or don't have as nearly as high a hard hit rate as you want for like a team that's really going to destroy Brandon Pfaadt, but I think we get some runs in that game. They're good enough against righties for me to trust them there. And Giolito, even if he pitches kind of well, I think we get some Turks. That is one of the most suspicious lines of the day, so I'm not going there, but wouldn't mind tapping into some props. I know we have Marcus Semien on the side there. Corey Seager's never a bad option, but Semien's on the BVP, seen him the most. Jose Altuve also on the meat sheet. He's crossing home plate again. It's always one of my favorite plays, and I like the matchup for the Astros, which really I hope that we get a Yordan square today, which is crazy because I looked at the price because I always look at the price when we're talking about Astros run squares. Yordan's minus 155, which is crazy. It sounds the alarm.
Yordan run square then, bro.
Well, I know that. I'm saying that was my thought process before because he's never minus 150. Like it sounds the alarms for me when he's minus 130. That's why we took him the other day. But I mean, Jose Altuve is kind of in his normal range, and Yordan's minus 150. So probably a Yordan gag coming today, which we really don't want because we have the prize picks entry, but he just has to not hit like 4 a game and we'll be good. But I think the Astros score a good bit of runs. Rockies, I guess we can go on to the bottom because Charlie Blackmon's included in this. I like his run score today, but Logan Webb, 4 start against the Rockies this year, and he's been lights out against them 2 times he's faced them in San Francisco. Back-to-back shutout outings. One of them was a complete game shutout. He's given up 0 runs on the road in 15 innings pitched, but he's one of the guys that his arsenal doesn't translate to Coors Field very much, especially because he relies on a lot of soft contact, which is why he faced him in Coors the first time, and he gave up 4 runs, which really he should have given up a lot more, to be honest with you. There's a lot of traffic in that game. Command of the strike zone wasn't there. He's not one who's going to go out and walk a bunch of guys. You're getting a lot of 3-ball counts. He did in that start. And I think coming into Coors Field again, you look at a lot of the very weird lines that are up from him. I believe the last 2 starts that he made were the ones at home. So 15 straight scoreless innings against the Rockies, yet you go into Coors Field, 2.5 earned runs is minus 145 compared to Chase Anderson, who's the exact opposite, minus 140 to the under, which he's going to go a little shorter. So that's baked into it a bit. But there's a reason we see the lines for Logan Webb, and I think they hit him hard today. So we're going with the Rockies and taking their team total. And yeah, this is also a microcosm of like what he's done throughout his whole career. So I like that. Yeah, I like that. And I also like Charlie Blackmon have a pretty solid day at the top of that lineup. Tigers Angels game. I think this is going to be a semi-pitcher's duel, at least for a little bit. At least if you're talking strikeouts, I think there's going to be plenty on both sides, especially from Griffin Koenig, which the Tigers, honestly, they've been a little better in some of these matchups than you would think, but they also have been striking out a ton against right-handed pitching, especially against any pitcher with like a good slider, which they've been a little below league average, but if you watch them, it seems like it's worse. And Koenig works a lot of fastball, but also he can't strike guys out without a slider. It's like any team that's bottom half of the league against a slider, he's striking out like 7+ times every single time he faces one of those teams. So I'm hoping he does it again. I'm going to be taking his strikeouts. Then have to glue him for a little bit with the Reds, which that game is super weird. I don't know why it's such a low total in that game, and it's sketching me out. But with everything going on in the back end of the bullpen for both of these teams, it's making me feel like it's a little fake sharp total. But Reds have actually been really good against lefties. They've had this little new platoon lineup. They put Bader in there, put Renfroe in there. They moved Ellie down, which is huge. I don't know if he's even going to play against lefties for a majority of the rest of the season. They got Noelvi up in there a little higher. Tyler Stevenson's been seeing the ball well. It's like now they're facing David Peterson, who he's not just any lefty. He is an absolute dog meat lefty that's going to throw them plenty in the zone. They really don't have to be all that patient, have that good of an approach to kind of attack him. So they've also been really weirdly good when they face a lefty, like to kick off a series on the road, and it's kind of a spot they sneak up on people. So with Hunter Green on the other side on the mound today, I wouldn't be shocked for them to put up some runs for him today. That's probably it.
Damn, you think the Mets might be a little fake sharp today, huh?
Thinking so, but it's more, honestly, it might be more that total for me. That's the fake sharp play. It feels to me like the Blue Jays Rangers one that I talked about yesterday, where it was, I mean, it's obviously Hunter Green, David Peterson compared to Nathan Eovaldi and Kevin Gosman, but especially when we get into like the back end of that game, like I think the Reds put up runs, point blank period. I know we see a tough situation, I guess, if you look at a lot of the lines. I'm calling bullshit on those. I think they score, but also their bullpen has been destroyed, which is a big reason why that game got out of hand towards the end yesterday. Yes, you're not seeing the same guys back-to-back days because that was the issue. But that bullpen's been taxed, and it's been sneakily better, but it's also been pitching a lot. They've been pitching a lot. So in the back end, I don't see these bullpens holding it down.
Okay. Well, our guy Drew in chat is saying, look at Eflin pitching outs in all caps multiple times. I looked at it. I'm not really seeing anything I love. I was expecting a much cooler chart. That doesn't look like I want to take it. Yeah. Any opinions on this, Javon? And you're the Rays guy.
Not really. I don't know who's pitching tomorrow. But that when you talk about Eflin, that usually has a pretty big effect on it. Trying to look and figure that out. I'll answer this while we're talking about it. I was on Rockies plus 1.5, same matchup. Not on plus 1.5. I'm on the team total instead. The Rays have Glass now pitching tomorrow, so they're going to be pulling Eflin at will. So I'm good on that. But Rockies, I'm on the team total instead because they have a doubleheader tomorrow, so they're going to be pretty conservative. I would assume with guys coming out of the bullpen or leaving Chase Anderson in if things go bad. So I'm just sticking to their bats because I took it yesterday because of Logan Webb because I thought they're going to hit Logan Webb. So same thing today. It's just I'm scared about the back end of the game.
Rumor has it Chase Young is back this week, Javon. He'll be making his season debut.
Is he?
And he's so gone after the season. Yep.
Yeah.
He might be more gone than Shohei.
We can talk about this game too. This is weird. Weird lines for this game.
Yeah, pull up that, or I guess we can go to this first. Chase Young has been cleared, folks. Round of applause for Chase Young doing his job and playing football. I'm happy for him. Guys, the stuff I'm hearing on Amander's Twitter, apparently Chase Young's family, talking to camp like he doesn't even want to be here to the fans, which is super weird in the first place. But the whole thing is just weird. You could tell when he's talking to the media, he doesn't give a shit. He's never in the freaking facilities. He's never, at non-mandatory, practices. He's never leading men. He's not a leader. That's why he's not a captain. And he will not be on our team next year, unfortunately. But would love to see Chase Young ball out this season. And I wish him the best in his career. But he is not a Mander. He's not. He doesn't want to be here, which makes no sense because he's from D.C. But it doesn't make a lick. He's not a leader. He's not motivated to be playing. And there's always something going on with him. Always. Yeah. But I am rooting for him. And I hope he succeeds and has a great season and then goes on somewhere else and does great. Hopefully in the AFC.
Hope so.
All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Let's keep going. You want to take us through the MLB games?
Yeah. Let's go dive straight into the slate.
Let's go. Take us through.
Yeah. Respectfully, absolutely zero play on Yankees Pirates there. That's like if you're betting that game, probably call the number. Garrett Cole, like in theory, should have the best start of his career against the Pirates team that's going to strike out 75 times. But I don't know. It's just a spot I don't want to get involved with the Yankees. Weird first game of the series on the road against the Pirates. And Oviedo, who honestly has a pretty decent matchup. So, I think the 7.5 totals there for a reason in this game. I wouldn't be willing to go to the grave with it, though. So I'm good there. Dwarf looks like he's speaking the language, though.
Can I interest you in Aaron Judge? Less than half a run, folks. Oh, nice. He scored yesterday for the first time in a month. Cool. I guess that means we got to take him today because he's Aaron Judge. Guys, grow up. Grow up. Fade Aaron Judge. Normalize fading Aaron Judge when he's cold. I don't understand why you guys give me so much flack for it. When he's cold, he stinks. When he's hot, he's great. When he's hot, you back him. You take him to do stuff. When he's cold, you fade him. You take his less than squares, and you hit bets. It's that simple. It really is. And right now, he is cold, and he doesn't want to be here.
Do you see what he did yesterday, too?
He hit a nuke, didn't he? Didn't he hit a grand slam?
Yeah, grand slam.
I bet. Yeah. I'm sure he'll hit another one today because why play the games if Aaron Judge is going to hit a nuke every game?
Yeah. Maybe he's getting hot, though. Maybe you're catching him at the wrong time.
Could be called that.
Oh my God, Alex
Could be
called
called that. Keep going. Take us to the slates. Aaron Judge, less than half a run. That's our prize picks. Lock of the day in that game. Keep moving.
This game interests me. I like the over in this game in Miami, which the only time I really back the Marlins, I say it all the time, is when they're at home. And usually it's against the lefty because that's been their better split. But with guys like Soler not being a part of the lineup, it's kind of evened out a little bit. But now they're facing Bryce Elder, a guy who is he's been due for regression the entire year. We've started to see it second half of the year after the All-Star break. Really one of the most fraudulent All-Stars I think this league has ever seen. But he's been terrible. He's given up a lot of hard contact too, which even without Soler, surprisingly, the Marlins have a higher hard hit rate than they did earlier in the season, which is crazy to say. I guess Jazz Chisholm being in the lineup can be a part of that, but it's not really so much the case the last handful of games here, of course. But I think they get to Bryce Elder, and I don't think they're going to stay in this game because of anything Johnny Cueto is doing on the mound. I think it's going to be a pretty tough game up there for him on the mound as well. And this is a game that the Marlins kind of stick themselves into, and this is decided late with the bullpens. So I see this being a little shootout here in Miami, probably pretty early and often. We'll find out. I think the Marlins are honestly, it's scary to say this anytime the Braves are playing, but I think the Marlins might strike first in this game and never look back.
You see some weird odds for first run?
I don't really. You never really do, I guess, when it comes to the Braves, but I don't know. It's a weird situation here. I think the Marlins
Braves are the best first inning team in all baseball history this season. They score almost one run per game in the first inning. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's literally absurd. It's unreal. But yeah, I think Cueto gets destroyed today. Elder also gets hit today. The bullpens are bad, except for like Tanner Scott back in for the Marlins. But if they get to that point, they're good anyway. Give me the over here.
Give me the over. Are you back in Miami at all or no? Because Cueto's going to get his tits rocked.
It was between Miami and the over for me. I like the over better. That's what I'm backing. But I do think it hits because the Marlins are hitting Bryce Elder. I don't want to say I know what I'm getting from Johnny Cueto because there's no absolutes, but I think he's going to give up 3 to 4 runs in this game. But Miami, their bats are going to come to play against Elder. So I definitely will be looking into some squares there for the Marlins. We can go through that later.
Batting almost 500 in the first is wild.
That's insane. It's absolutely insane. Ridiculous.
It is. All right. Let's keep moving and grooving, Javon. I saw a comment in chat I wanted to bring up for my guy, Flyer Faithful, real quick. Krabs, you need to stop betting with your heart, my guy. Flyer Faithful, I'm assuming this is the Judge slander, looking at the comments around it, of everyone calling me a bozo. Guys, do you not understand that I literally got kicked off a book last year for fading Judge so many times and hitting it on a run streak that I got kicked off the book? Do you guys not understand that although my takes might be different, although my bets might be contrarian, although I might be fading the public, do you guys not understand that I hit bets? Are you guys clouded by chat? Do you take chat's opinions of them roasting me and them wishing they were up here instead of looking at my results and seeing that in the last month I'm up 9 units on NFL already and we're not even in week 3 yet? Or how about last year when I went 61% in NFL or 55% in college football? I don't understand it. You lose 1 or 2 bets and everyone thinks you're a bozo. Guys, I win. Okay? Just because my bets are nasty or fading the public or just because the bets don't make sense does not mean I'm a bozo. Okay? And I faded Aaron Judge so many times that I got kicked off a book. All right? So that should tell you how the results end up. All right? I always end up on top.
Justin Jefferson, emotional bet, W.
Yeah.
This Rays game today is weird because I don't know what they're going to do behind Eflin. He's going to be limited today. He's been limited his last couple of starts. The guy who brought up the pitching out square or whatever. A, you have Glass now going tomorrow. B, he's been limited the last 3 starts. They've been purposely not letting him go 90 pitches at the least. I think his last couple starts they pulled him at 80 something. The one before that was before even 70 pitches. So I don't know what they're going to do in the back end, especially after what they did last night, going for it all with every A arm out of the bullpen. So I'm scared if we end up seeing Chris Davinsky, who is terrible at his job and doesn't deserve to be on a roster late in the game, because I do think it's going to be a pretty close game. I don't mind this under again. I think the game's going to play out very similar to last night, but maybe the Orioles come out on top. So I'm good getting involved in this game. Back in my mind, I feel in the plums the Rays win, but I'm not willing to go to the grave with it because of the bullpen situation after. So I'm good there. The Jays today up against Brian Bayo. I do kind of think they bounce back. It's scary to say because, like, Brian Bayo, I only want to attack him really against lineups that have lefties or a decent bit of them, or at least ones that are going to bring you power. And the whole reason the Jays really have struggled, at least early in the season, they brought in a couple lefties like Varsho and Kiermaier. It's not making a difference, realistically. We're getting to the back half of the season here where teams are starting to exploit those splits a little bit. So they have a lot of righties, which Brian Bayo is super tough on. I don't think they're going to get to Brian Bayo all that much. I don't think they're going to win this game because of destroying him, what he is on the road, which is, I guess, a positive there. But I do think it's going to be a lower scoring game too. And Barrios kind of pitches pretty well here against the team who, outside of like Devers, which you'd think they've seen him quite a bit, like Devers and Verdugo are the only ones that have quite a bit of at-bats against them because the bottom out lineups, a majority new. And I guess like Rafael, if you include the top. So yeah, it's Jays for me. I think they bounce back after probably the most embarrassing and biggest 4 losses of their season, which that was, I still can't believe that happened. A crucial AL wildcard series, and you get swept in a 4-game series at home. Crazy.
Insane.
Absolutely crazy. Against one of the coldest teams in the race, too, which was nuts to say.
Well, they're a poverty organization.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
What else we have here? John Gray, Giolito. I mean, this line is kind of ridiculous.
What is going on with this line?
This is ridiculous. I mean, looking at kind of the odds for like the pitching stuff, like it doesn't make sense. Like when you look at, usually when you have a game this close, you're going to see some parity between the two pitchers and like their earned run odds, at least their to record win odds, their hits allowed, everything that would make up a pitcher's outing. They don't look anywhere remotely close. So like I can't get myself to back Lucas Giolito. I simply can't do it. If you're going to back the Rangers today and square up, which I'm also not going to do, I'm staying away from this game for the most part. Back them in the first 5 because this line and everything situationally is telling me, which the Guardians bullpen hasn't been great either, to say the least, but the Rangers bullpen is going to collapse today. That's what it's kind of telling me from them only sitting minus 120 in this game, which is super, super strange, as well as they've been playing. Obviously, Jay's biggest loss of their career, or the biggest loss of their season, the Rangers just probably salvaged their season, winning 4 games straight on the road in Toronto. Now they're going to Cleveland, a team who's been struggling, and Lucas Giolito, a pitcher who hasn't been decent in an entire calendar year. So like the Rangers, honestly, I don't know how they don't hit Giolito today, but I would not back him in the full game, to say the least.
What I don't even understand, and what I think is getting swept under the rug a little bit here in this spot, I think the total might even be weirder than Cleveland on the ML.
I disagree.
That total coming down from 8.5 to 8 with John Gray on the bump, who couldn't even get out of the second inning in his last start. I mean, he's been getting shelled. He's been walking people. He's got 6 walks in his last 2 starts. He's got 12 walks in his last 5 starts. This guy is an absolute bozo right now. John Gray, very inconsistent. Sometimes he's dialed for a month. Sometimes he stinks. Right now he stinks. And that total's coming down to 8. And Lucas Giolito, I mean, I don't have to sell him. I mean, he's just absolutely terrible. And this total's down to 8 with the Rangers offense involved against freaking Lucas Giolito?
Yeah, I don't get
What is going on with that? I don't know how. I don't know who. I don't know why. But this game's going under.
Yeah, I mean, it just might. It honestly, like, I wouldn't be shocked for it to be like Giolito getting crushed first time through for like an inning. He gets up like a 3 or 4 spot, and the Guardians just slowly climb their way back into the game. So it's never easy. It's like I'm not willing to go to the grave with either side in this game, but this line is so ridiculous. If it continues to tick back towards the Guardians, like I might have to get involved. But
okay,
it's just
maybe we decide then. Maybe we see if that line, if Cleveland ends up being a little bit of a favorite here by first pitch, maybe we back them. But if not, I think that under is a great look. The splits look sharp, 26% of bets, but 56% of handle on that under. Totals moved down from 8.5 to 8 with these 2 Moose pitchers and a great offense who's won 6 games in a row and is going for 7 in a row right now. I'll tell you what, chat, the bet I would take last year when I was even worse at betting MLB would be Cleveland ML. The bet I want to take this year is taking it one step further and might even be a nastier play, and the splits look great. And it's not backing Giolito to win a game because in baseball, bets like that don't hit more often than they do. In other sports, sure. But being a weirdo and backing Lucas Giolito to get a win in this game or the Guardians to win, bets like that in baseball, they just don't pay as much in other sports. it's more of a square sport to bet. So maybe it's better just to go with the under here. That's what I feel more comfortable with. And at the end of the day, it might even be nastier.
Yeah.
And that way you don't got to fade that win streak. You know what I mean? You don't got to fade the Rangers on a 6-game win streak because fading streaks in baseball also generally just doesn't work. I wish it did, Javon. It just doesn't.
Yeah. If it gives you any more confidence, Rangers team total kind of universally has dropped from 4.5 to 3.5 overnight.
This guy's saying, and yes, that's music to my fucking ears, Javon. This guy's saying he's seeing some 7.5s aloof.
Man, I'm not shocked. Not shocked. I will say, I will say with the Guardians, as of like the last month, there's been a lot of short totals, and you've really, really had to pick your spots with one of them. Not that I disagree or anything that this is one of them, but there's not much respect they've been getting on the run scoring front in pretty much any game.
And I get that. Their offense is moose, but Javon, the Rangers are 9-1 out of their last 10 to the over. They're on a crazy over streak right now. They're putting up runs galore. And you're telling me this total is now down to 7.5 with these two arms on the bump? I can't even ignore that. I got to take it, man.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Over easy, though. D-Hill, if bets like the over in this game hit, Vegas wouldn't look like it did, and you'd be on Cabo. And the books would be in piss, so they'd be in debt. Like, do you guys not get it yet? I know most of you guys do. But if bets like the over in this game hit, Vegas wouldn't look like it did. Plain and simple. Okay? Think. If it was that easy, we wouldn't even be up here because the books would be out of business.
You should really
disagree, man. That's not why they make money. Well, they certainly don't make money on the people cashing on plays that the public is hammering. So
yeah, I mean, they make money on being smarter than us. Their projections are smarter than our brain. That's why you lean into it. But you should really nut up and just say Rangers team total under.
Oh,
how nasty would that be?
After, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up just thinking
the last. I mean, all 4 games of the J series, 9, 10, 6, 10.
I mean, Phil's respectfully, bro. The squad ride's 40 games over 500. I don't care if we're betting on freaking cricket. We're finding winners, and if this is the play today, then this is the play.
Yeah, I mean, it's also this. It's baseball or 3 college football games. It's not like we have that many options to just say, "Hey, we're not going to bet today." It's what the people want.
Yep.
That's what we need to do.
This is what the book's goal is. The book's goal is to have 50% of bets in handle on both sides, and they'll take their 10% on the VIG, and they'll go about their day. But Azuna from the Braves 420, you might be partaking in your name, buddy, because if you check the splits, they don't all end up 50% on both sides each time. So if that's the case, and that's your argument, then you're completely wrong because the books seem to be making plenty of money with all the promos and all, the casinos and sports books. If that's the case, well, then how are we here? That doesn't make sense. You know how they really make money? On bets like Colorado minus 23.5 this weekend. You know how they make money? On taking overs in games between John Gray and Lucas Giolito pitching and the Rangers on a 6-game win streak with that offense back. That's how Vegas really wins. If you want to believe that narrative that the sports books have pushed out on their own, go ahead. But I'm not going to because I'm not a fool. Okay? Let's keep moving and grooving. Javon, take us through the rest of this MLB slate.
Yeah, this Reds game is my fake sharp total, I think. Moving down, which is a scary sight to see. And it really, on the surface, this would look like a game that Vegas would be a little smarter than me in this aspect. But I don't think this is one that I'm willing to go to the grave with. Like, I do think I wouldn't be shocked to see both these pitchers come out and pitch pretty well. I don't think David Peterson does with how well the Reds have hit lefties with this new little lineup. But Hunter Green, a lot of variance with that guy. And I think we're probably in a spot where he's going to strike out a bunch, but he's going to give up a little moose inning. And then when you get into the back end of the bullpen, both these bullpens are destroyed, especially the Reds. So, I wouldn't be shocked if this total looks like it was a little trap for the first, I don't know, maybe the first 5 through the first 5, and then we get a couple runs towards the back end to kind of help it out. But I can't ignore it with the bullpen situations of both these teams and the matchups, hitting wise, I do like too. So give me the over in this game. I don't really have a strong lean on a side or total, but if we're getting a lot through the back end of the game, it would make me think Mets, but I hate it.
Okay. Mets are fake sharp today, folks. You've heard it from the Reds whisperer themselves. And I think we got a little playoff update here. You're saying that?
I was saying I feel more confident with the total being the fake sharp spot instead of the Mets.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
W clarification. WNBA name drop. No, I don't have any place that I tried.
I thought you were talking about the WNBA. I was about to be like, oh, shit.
Well, I wanted to take the frickin' Mystics today on the points, but last night on ESPN, I heard them getting slurped for an hour on a segment. It was talking about the WNBA for way too long and talking about the Mystics being the underdog story of the year and how Della Don's going to beat all these super teams that have been assembled. Well, I've seen some of these super teams, and they're going to absolutely destroy Della Don in the paint. It's not even going to be close. So I'm good on that narrative. It seems very public at this point. And I'm off the Mystics, and I like the Sticks. They're my home team.
Yeah.
So there's my WNBA content for today. There you go. Javon, three-way tie for the last spot in the wild card for the Reds, Giants, and D-backs. How are we feeling heading into the last, 15 or 20 games of the season?
I feel great because this is exactly where I wanted to be. Obviously, I wanted to be, wanted them to be ahead in the race. But coming into this, like there's a couple weeks like the Mariners series and Cubs series, which they got through. They split the series with the Cubs, which is great. They won the series with the Mariners. I wanted to get through that stretch and still be on the level playing field, knowing that, like you see the tweet, they have a pretty simple schedule coming up here with especially a lot of bad offenses and to compare with them, like bad bullpens. Like they start the series with the Mets today where they avoid Kodai Senga, which is massive because he just pitched last night. They start with the Twins, who can't score, and their bullpen is grossly mismanaged. They start with the Pirates and guards and cards for only 2 games, I believe, to finish the season. So I feel good. I feel good about where they are, especially seeing some of the guys or some of the teams that these other teams in the race have coming up. So this is an exciting place to be for a Reds better. Reds back.
Any responses to this comment?
All right.
I think he won that one.
That's so tough. So tough.
Did we overhype Ellie a little too much this year?
Yeah. I mean, he's like the flashes are still everything. It's just like he's going to strike out a ton. That's just kind of the nature of the thing. But we'll see. Next year.
Still young.
Next year, I think, next year when they get a little more consistency, which part of that is him switch hitting. Like he needs to stop switch hitting. And they said that's going to be a project for them over the course of the season. Because if you look at like his stats lefty, he's one of the best and most consistent hitters in the league. So like when he goes up righty, he looks like he should be hanging him up with SBR. So he's probably going to stop switch hitting over the course of the offseason. He'll be much better. But everything like in the field, amazing.
Okay. I'm with you. I still believe in him. Yeah. Maybe we got a little ahead of ourselves, but I do think he's still going to be a star. No doubt about that. Vintage Rage Crabs, Nuke on Colorado State. Yes, Chiote, it's all for you. We do it all for you. We do it all for Lemon. Okay. Let's keep moving and grooving here. Yeah, how's SBR catching strays right now, folks? Let him be. People forget Crabs went undefeated in Thursday night bets last night. People forget I'm 6-0 in primetime ladder bets, and I'm up 10 units already in the NFL season, and we're not even through week 3 yet. If you guys aren't on board, get the fuck out of the way, straight up. Either get on board or get out of the way, okay? Because I'm the best NFL capper probably on the history of the earth, and I give out all my plays for free on this show. All I ask is that you guys support it, drop comments, ask questions, share the live. That's all you got to do. All right, we got A Ratty coming in with a sub bang. Let's freaking go, my man. 11 months. J Red coming in with a sub bang. UNC alt -14. Book it. Ooh, okay. Back in the Tar Heels, sure. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. All right, let's keep moving and grooving. Javon, what else you like in the MLB slate? Take us through the night games.
Twins, not going to back them, but I'll do it on the PP board. Schultens, to make a long story short, he's a righty, throws a lot of fastballs, gives up a lot of hard hits. The Twins, they hit the ball hard. They have a lot of righties who do that too. So, like, on the board today, Royce Lewis is up for 1.5 bases, which I haven't seen, I don't know, ever. Usually up there for hit run RBI, if anything, which he did, I believe, go yard last night. I don't really care. I think this matchup is going to be pretty similar to like what we saw yesterday, just with a more consistent approach early in the game from the Twins. So I think they win. Not going to lay it, but it's kind of what I expect from that game. I'll back Royce. That's probably it for that game. I think you have a play in the Astros-Royals game that's coming up here, right?
Kinda. Yeah. Well, I like the over in this game. I'll tell you that much. I like runs. Totals up from 9.5 to 10.5 in this one. And I also am taking Houston on the ML. Yep, I'm fading Zach Greinke. I've seen all the graphics. I've seen all the flyers. I don't give a hoot. I don't give a hoot that it's a freaking revenge game. Guys, Zach Greinke, just like Adam Wainwright, is on his little final send-off tour. And, more power to him, and he deserves it. I think he's honestly been an underrated pitcher who doesn't get talked about or get the credit that he deserves for almost a 20-year MLB career. But right now, he does not have the stuff. And going against a Houston offense, and also seeing Houston's starting pitcher and seeing that earned run square up after he's been getting rocked recently, Javon, tells me that I think not only the over hits, but what I like better, the angle that I like better, is just squaring up and taking Houston to get a win here. Not a hot take at all. They're minus 185, right? Not like I'm telling you to take a plus 200, but I'm parlaying it with the college football play like I talked about earlier, and I'm back in UTSA ML and pairing it with Houston, my other favorite of the day today.
I like it. Yeah, I think you get runs here. I know you I don't know if you had it on your best bets or what, but the weird Christian Javier square.
Hell yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to back the Astros because I'm not laying that, but with that, seeing that on the board, give me the run line. Just keep it simple.
Wow.
I think their offense absolutely shows out in this game. Like I love Altuve. I love Altuve, who is whenever he has the 3 props up, which usually just target the run because that's what's printing, and it relies a lot on the balanced attack from everybody in the lineup. Whenever he has the 3 props up, catches my attention, especially when he's in a matchup that I love, and he's in one of those today. It's I'll take Altuve, I'll take Yordan. I think they put up 9 to 10 runs today. I think it's going to be
also
sweet.
I'm willing to go as far and say that the Royals are a little fake sharp, coming off of 2 nice wins against literally a fake team, the White Sox, where they put up 20 runs in those 2 games. They're at home still. You get a revenge narrative. Greinke against his old team, one of his old teams, the Astros. We know his main team is the Royals, so that's why he's pitching here this year on his send-off tour when he's throwing 87 miles an hour, and it might as well be me on the mound. He's going to get absolutely shelled, just like Wainwright gets shelled in every start he has. He just doesn't have the stuff, and he's only pitching because the Royals are 46-101, and he's a Hall of Famer for the Royals, maybe even a Hall of Famer in the MLB because of the freaking stats he's put up. The guy's a ledge, but right now he's got no gas in the tank, Javon. Let's fade the heck out of him. Let's square up for catch.
Oh, man. I feel the same way. I know the bet in the game didn't pan out for that Oakland-Houston game, but I feel the same exact way about Yordan and Altuve today. So I'm putting meat on table for those 2 gentlemen again.
100%. Azuna from the Braves is back. Guys, Javon might be the best MLB bettor I have met in my entire life. And I'm not even fucking kidding. I'm not kidding.
I try.
He tries. Yeah, and he fucking hits bets. Chat, tell me someone else who gives more spoon-fed MLB and prize pick squares than Javon. You can't. You literally can't. And we're up here every day for at least an hour and a half, 2 hours, doing the show for free, giving out our bets for free, not doing dub clubs like every other person in the community. We give our plays out for free. We do it all for you. We literally do it all for Len Bong. It's not even a joke.
Do it all for
Len
Bong.
We do it all for Len Bong. We do it all for you guys. And Javon gets in the lab and he fucking works his ass off and he finds the best MLB plays and the best MLB prize pick squares and maybe the best college football squares and plays out there on the market too. So if you guys want Javon to get some respect, there it is.
God damn it.
The guy's the milkman for a reason. He gets his fucking respect.
That's crazy.
Gutters are what I live for. I bet, Kobe.
That's crazy, man.
W's.
Crazy.
Chat,
yeah, we try.
Remember this? We know you try. You do more than that. You fucking hit. You're an absolute beast.
It's a long season, man. You got to lock in.
It's a long season. Okay? And you've been absolutely killing it. Keep working your ass off. W's. Chat appreciates it. The goats now.
Bro, come on, man.
Auto gelato. You just had to take it that far, brother?
Dude.
Without Javon, I'd be homeless. Without
there you go. Love you, Goots.
Unreal.
That's what I'm talking about, Goots. Chat.
Unreal.
I brought this up last week. I'm going to bring it up again. It's you guys and us. It's not you guys against us. This is a community. Okay. Over here at Book It, we have built up the best sports betting community out there on the face of this goddamn earth. And we're not going to stop or slow down. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep working our asses off. And we're going to keep running BTL, finding you guys winners every damn day. All we ask is that you guys get aboard. Climb aboard. That's all we ask. You don't have to do shit. You sit there, you lock in your bets, and you vibe with the boys on BTL every day. We're in this together, folks. Let's keep finding winners, and let's keep fucking killing it because we are.
Let's do it.
All right?
Let's do
Javon,
it.
take us through those final games. Tell me why the Nats aren't winning today. Okay.
Well, first to answer the questions, because people were spamming it during that. Yes, we're taking Altuve. Yes, we're taking Jordan. We're taking them both. Same as 2 days ago. So honestly, I honestly like Altuve more from a hitting perspective, which usually I do still like the run square, but I wouldn't mind the total bases now that that's up. So I like that. And then I think Jordan hits him in right after. So I'm good with both of those today. Rest of the games, the Nats probably aren't winning today, but that's a game that I don't really want to get involved in. I don't like Wade Miley either. It's just he's a lefty that I think the Nationals should have success against on paper because he's not going to overpower you. He wants soft contact. The Nats are going to do that. There's going to be a lot in the zone when they can be aggressive. I saw those tweets about everybody. Those are hilarious. But yeah, the Nationals should this is a good matchup on paper for them. I don't want to get involved in this game. At this point in the season, the Nationals just look like either they're Barry Bonds for an inning or they're just super dead. So I'm good with them. I do think the Brewers, once they get into the back half with the bullpens too, that's one of the most lopsided advantages in the game of baseball right now between these two teams in the bullpen. So I'm good there. Looks like we got some bangs.
We got bangs galore, folks. We got Fat Girls Inc. giving out a 5-piece. Hold the fry. That's my freaking goat. Yeah, give me 2 pumps of peppermint and give me 3 pumps of milk. How about that one, chat? That's a guy who just gets it right here. Okay. Yeah, I did not have my heart attack in a cup today, so maybe I'm not as wired as I need to be. But
you're not dialed.
I'm just not locked, I guess.
How are you going to get me to ride with Colorado State when I know you didn't have the heart attack in the cup today?
Bro, they're like $10, man. I can't be getting those every day.
It's crazy. I know you had it yesterday. You had to have had it yesterday.
After the college football bets recently, man, I don't know if I can be getting that every day. We got sub-bangies galore, folks. We got Ethan Adams. That might be Kay Adams' boyfriend, potentially. W's. 5 sub-bangies given out for the community. That's what I'm talking about. And also, no way Kay Adams is cuffed up with how she acts. But Fat Girls Inc. and Ethan 7 Adams, absolutely blessing the boys in chat with 10 sub-bangs. Let's fucking go. We got Notman Major Mac coming in with a sub-bang as well. 19 months? Sheesh. My goodness. Let's freaking go, squad. B Camp coming in the Sunday green. I know his ass is in a fucking green shirt right now.
Yes,
I know his ass is rocking the Sunday green. 5 sub-bangies. Hold the fry. The system play today would be fade whatever comes out of my mouth after a legacy night. Yes. We are firing on all cylinders.
I don't know if you want to say yes to that because you want to see what came out of his mouth earlier. Goots, you should go to the other tweet that he tweeted.
No. Chat, get some W's going for B Camp, Ethan Adams, and Fat Girls. They just gave out 15 sub-bangs. 15 of you guys just got blessed with a subby. Let's get some W's going. Oh, the cute little buff's got a new pair of shades. I'm still fucking fading. Let's fucking go. Let's go, Trent. I'm not scared of no sunglasses. And my mom did teach me when you're talking to someone older than you, you show them some respect. You take your cap off. You take your shades off. You look them in the eyes. I stand with Coach Norvell. I stand with Coach.
That was a hilarious tweet.
Unbelievable.
That was great. That was great.
People are like, damn, that must be racist. I'm like, well, he's black too. So I don't know what he's going to do. There's nothing to do with race.
Tough. Yeah, it's just he's
so ridiculous.
Trolling. Top tier troll.
So ridiculous. LC knows. LC replied, this is the shit that keeps you from reaching your full potential. That is fucking hysterical. Let's go, LC. Also, put some respect on LC's name. She has been on absolute fuego.
Gobs.
Okay.
Gobs.
Coffee, not coffee. Coming in hot with a sub-bang. I'm lactose intolerant, but when Javon gives me milk, I suck it up and I deal with it later. Like, man, that's what I'm talking about. Coffee, not coffee. That's heart. All right. Coach Prime coming in saying, hey, I got you guys. Look, he's bringing in all the pledges. Coming in, giving all the freaking sunglasses out. Hysterical.
Pledges.
I will say, W's for Coach Prime. He goes, I'm about to make hell of money off of this. Because he's got a partnership with whatever sunglasses company it is. He's like, shit, I'm about to get a bag from this. And yeah, he probably will from all these promos and shit. So another W for Coach Prime. They just keep stacking up. The guy will never lose again.
I love it.
He'll never lose again.
I love it.
He's undefeated. We'll never lose again. Colorado minus 23.5 this weekend's free. They shouldn't even play the game. All right, let's.
I hate that the public has reacted like it is, because like I love Dion and I love everything that's going. So people think we just hate him, and it's just not the case. It's just we hate the people who have him 10 feet deep.
I hate the fans who think that they're literally waking up on Saturday and they're in uniform and helmet playing in the game. That's what I hate. That's what I hate.
100%.
We got Flyer Faithful giving out another 5-piece whale. Holy shit. We got 20 sub-bangies for chat. If you guys got a sub-bang from Flyer Faithful, from B Camp, from Ethan Adams, from Fat Girls Inc., get some W's going. The whales never stop. The vibes are up. Bethune cooked. The squad rides are back. We're 40 games over 500. No one else is coming on here every day this consistent, finding you guys fucking winners. Let's keep the train rolling. Either get on board or get the fuck out of the way. Javon, take us to the night games.
So many bags. I would be lying if I said I didn't look at this line for a second. With Aaron Nola only minus 140, minus 142, I guess it is now, against Zach Thompson and the Cardinals, who have randomly found ways to score runs over the past couple weeks here, and their offense has woken up a little bit. This looks awfully short for a Phillies team who just can't do anything wrong right now. So, it's, again, not one that I want to put meat on table for at this point in the season with a couple weeks left, especially the way that the Phillies are hitting. They're kind of, I don't know, kind of Colorado-ish level for these past couple weeks, even like Trey Turner and those guys. But yes, it looks short. So I would stay away from the Phillies to say the least, but not pushing the Cardinals button. I will push the Rockies button. I personally have team total over 4. You're either getting like a juicy 3.5 on like most legal books here, or you're getting like a 4.5 for plus money. If you can wait for the 4.5 for plus money, that's what I would take. I have 4 flats, so that's what I took. Kind of talked about it already. 4 starts against Logan Webb, or against the Rockies this season for Logan Webb. He has struggled his entire career to this point in cores, and this year when he's facing a similar lineup for the Rockies, very, very stark difference. So I think you're going to see them hit him hard. A lot of lack of sharpness on his breaking ball seems to be the issue when he goes into cores, which is bad news for guys like Nolan Jones, who's going to crush anything you leave hanging in the zone. Ryan McMahon would do the same thing. So one thing the Rockies do well, just like they're the NL Twins, they hit the ball hard, but on their side they have course field. So Logan Webb is in for a little bit of trouble tonight. Do I trust Chase Anderson? No, not completely, especially with the doubleheader looming tomorrow. So just team total for me today. This game here, talked about it a little bit. I don't mind keeping the I guess not fake sharp point of view on this total. I think it's low for a reason. The Angels have been pretty pitiful against lefties, not striking out all that much, but since they've kind of let their lineup go, it's been bad. So like Tariq Skubal, I think pitches really well. I would lean Tigers in this game here. Their bats against righties are pretty bad as well, especially in the strikeout department. So like I think you get a lot of swing and miss on both sides in this game, especially from Griffin Koenig. And this is just a slow, gross game that I really hope nobody watches today, because if you do, you probably need to be better, because this is a disgusting game.
Chad, you guys got to pick one, man. I can't be Alex Cobb and I can't be Logan Webb. You guys got to pick one.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little more Alex Cobb, I think.
I agree. Logan Webb, the eyes on Logan Webb, not identical at all. Look, you could tell immediately.
Yeah. It's a little off.
Yeah.
In JR.
Come on, Chad. Stay locked.
Broadway Velm fire.
Was it good?
It's good. It's great.
Any features?
He has 21 on one of the songs. I think that's the only feature.
Let's go. I'll check it out after BTL.
Yeah, we got 21 right across the street over here. They got the Drake shows happening right now. Not right now.
So jealous.
Yeah, they had one last night and they got another one tonight. So it's been like moose over here. But
okay.
Off topic. Cubs D-backs fought and steal. The lines for Justin Steele today look very suspicious. Very, very suspicious. So it might not be Cy Young Day today. I definitely lean D-backs in this game, not just because of the lines, but I think they match up pretty well against them too. They're going to stack more righties in the top of that lineup, which has been like not many things have really phased Steele, but the D-backs and the way that they match up with him with those righties is kind of like as close as you're going to get. So I think there's a reason why we're seeing everything so low for Justin Steele today. I think he's going to give up a lot of base hits. So at the very least, there's going to be a lot of foot traffic, and he's not going to be extremely efficient. If those turn into runs, that could be a recipe for a D-backs win. But It's weird because like Fott, I don't love either because he struggles against teams that are bad or good against righties. He's really good against teams who are bad against righties. The Cubs are good against righties, not by a significant margin, but they'll pose some challenges. But I lean D-backs in this one. I think they score some runs off a steal early in this game.
I mean,
still earned runs. Does he have a square?
Yeah.
I don't think I saw that earlier.
If you didn't see that earlier,
I don't think I did.
We got to get that up on the screen right now because you're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. It's that type of square. It's a Joseph A. Banks unleash the balance on Prize Picks type of square.
Yeah, I didn't see that one up earlier. Wow.
Yeah, and we need to show the people too what we're seeing because I don't know if I've seen a GOAT be more of a red out gob against a cold team like this the entire MLB season. This is crazy. I mean, he might win the freaking Cy Young, and he's facing a D-backs team that can't fucking score, and they're absolutely a moose, slumping, and they got fat on the mound. And Justin Steele is barely a favorite in the game, and he's at 2.5 earned runs, and he's given up freaking 5 runs in his last 5 starts combined. What?
And you know what the key is there too? Look at who the last start was against.
Oh, we might have hit the mother load here, folks. My goodness.
Yeah.
He literally faced Arizona in his last start and gave up 1 run, pitch a gem.
7 scoreless. And it was at home in Wrigley where, I mean, he's been better, but the D-backs offense has also been much, much worse on the road. So now they're in Arizona. Second time they're facing him in a week. He is Justin Steele, so he's probably the NL Cy Young and should be. But second time in a week for any pitcher, doesn't know what your name is, no matter what your name is, when you're going into an offense's better split is a tough place to be.
Yep. D-back strike back today, stinks butt.
Yep.
All right. Dodgers, Seattle, real quick breakdown. What do you got?
Not much to say for that game. I love both those pitchers matchups, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be one of them who gets touched up a little bit. I honestly lean it being Bobby Miller a little more. I know the Mariners are playing pretty pitiful. But George Kirby, I think, is going to have a ridiculously good game today. And I don't want to back the Mariners with how poorly they've been playing, going up against the juggernaut Dodgers offense, but I'll probably be the side I'd lean. Don't love it.
Lean Mariners. Okay. Sure. Backing Kirby at home to get right against Bobby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'd lean there.
All right. Dubs, chat, let's get moving and grooving. We got a lot to do in the last 20 minutes here, folks. A lot to do. All right. Javon, let's craft up a little weekend Prize Picks entry and a little weekend parlay for the people. What do you think?
Let's do it. Did you bring squares?
Yeah. Sure. Trents on the Dodgers. Sure. Okay. Let's start with squares. Chat, we're going to start up a new bit over the weekends. We're trying to find more content for you guys. We don't have live shows during the week. We're going to run a little 5 guys Prize Pick slip for the weekend. Probably going to be mainly football, right? College and NFL, because there's really nothing else up for the weekend. But 5 guys, burgers and fries, 5 guys on Prize Picks, 5-piece for the weekend slate that we can sweat out and hopefully stagger it where we got plays going on all day Saturday, Sunday, and we're sweating it out heading into Sunday Night Football and cashing our slip heading into Monday. BTL's back. That's the goal here, folks. Okay? Javon, there's got to be a couple college football squares on Saturday that are still up that you want to target.
I got so distracted because remember that NFL PP square that I was telling you I was hoping it's up or comes up because it's up. So I'm excited about that. But I just saw that.
No way.
Yeah, which means that it's going up in juice, which is a great thing.
Did you ask for that?
No, I didn't. But
okay.
we'll talk about that.
We'll
talk about that in a
Start
second.
us out with college. What's your favorite college square on Saturday?
So there is a couple. Early game, I love Jack Plummer over passing yards.
Yep.
Yeah, Jack Plummer over passing yards. Indiana defense, I think it's a little – I don't want to say anybody thinks Indiana's defense is great, but it's a little worse than I think people realize because they had a game against Ohio State where that game was a little more breaking in common cord and offense that had to find their identity, so it looked a little better than it was on paper. But Jack Plummer and this offense, they're going to thrash, and that's not a pun attempt because they do have a Jamari Thrash, their wide receiver, but they're going to destroy Illinois through the air. I think it's a massive game for Jack Plummer, a guy who I really don't like. I don't think he's all that good. I think they're getting used to that system, so he's going to continue to get better throughout the season, but I've seen him play elsewhere at Purdue and Cal. I don't think he's extremely talented, but in this offense against Indiana, I think they destroy them and blow it out of the water. So Louisville team total over will be hitting my card this weekend, and I think a lot of it has to do with them throughout the air. So I love it. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at taking some stabs at some wide receivers there too for other entries there, whether it's Thrash or anybody else to have up.
Okay, but you want to go Plummer from Louisville? That's your favorite square.
That is, yeah.
Good. And I'm cool with that. I've been so impressed with him and his old coach from Purdue coming over, taking over that team, fitting like a glove. Plummer looks good.
He does.
Yeah.
I got to give it to him.
Okay. W's. All right. What about that Travis Hunter touchdown square? Can we take that less than?
Yeah, I mean, we can. It was funny because they had the only thing that concerns me, which usually if this was anybody else, it would concern me. I guess not concern me. It would be the other way. It would make me more confident. He was like minus 120 to go under his half a receiving touchdown. Then it moved to minus 150, and then they took that off the board and put this up instead. So they did the same exact thing with Shador last week when we took those under 2.5 passing touchdowns, and they moved them to 3.5, or they moved them to 2.5 combo square, and he ran one in and went over that, but went under the passing touchdowns. Like if Travis Hunter runs one in from like a jet sweep or something, that would be piss.
If it is, I'll charge it to the game.
Yeah, and a pick six I don't think would count because it's pass rushing, receiving, not defensive.
Correct, not defensive. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, you're cool with that though?
I am cool with that.
Do you got any other college squares you absolutely love, or do you want to go to NFL?
There's a couple. Maybe we can talk through a couple of these. Talked about like the Houston TCU game. I would square up there and take Donovan Smith as well. A guy who like really doesn't impress me throughout the air, but he's not going to have to do much. And I think he does plenty on the ground. I was kind of figuring out whether I wanted to just back him with his rushing yards or back him with pass and rush yards, but I went with pass and rush yards because that guy, he has some very significant like mental lapses. TCU doesn't get pressure, so like the sacks don't concern me, but him doing something stupid in the pocket is what concerns me, of taking like a massive sack. So I'm avoiding that. I do think he's going to have a pretty good game throughout the air, but I do think his legs are going to do a good bit to kind of boost these numbers here. So I went with the pass and rush for Donovan Smith, and what I think, I mean, that Houston's going to put up 50 points in this game.
Yeah.
So I'm down to back him in this way. So I like that. Yeah, I like that. I also like late night Xavier Guillory for Arizona State, a guy who most people probably don't know about, but he's been an absolute target haul for Arizona State in a game where I think they're going to be in a little bit of a Jalen Rashada bailout fest, where I think he's going to go to his main targets quite a bit. He's going to have to, because Fresno allows themselves, and that just got bumped up actually. I was at 50.5. But he's going to have to go to his main targets a little bit, because that's kind of what Fresno makes you do. And I do think they hang in this game, and I think it's going to be a little back and forth throughout the game. Especially like these are another group of teams that I think can move down the field pretty easily, but not perform in the red zone. And when you want to go to that, it's a guy like Guillory who I want to trust in this game late night.
Do you like Smith or do you like Guillory better?
I think I like Smith better, but
okay. We can keep this one in our back pocket though.
Guillory might have the highest ceiling out of all of those guys, which I guess two of them are quarterbacks, but that's definitely one to keep for the late nights if you want to sprinkle that in.
Okay.
I already have, but yeah, if you want to.
W's. Okay. Let's pivot to NFL for now. And if we need Xavier, we can come back. But right now we got 3 college squares that I can definitely get behind, and that's Jake Plummer, Travis Hunter, and Donovan Smith. Let's pivot to the NFL. Let's go to the pros. All right. Javon, what squares are sticking out to you right now, my man? Any nasty squares for the weekend that are up and making your head scratch?
Baker Mayfield's throwing a pick. Let's start right there.
That's the one you're talking about, right?
That's the one I was talking about. As we got a garbage truck, you're backing up.
You're good.
Baker Mayfield is throwing a pick this weekend. I'm glad to put this up, which has been moving up. It was like super juicy under, to the point where like it wasn't even really bettable. I didn't think there was a shot that it would come up on Prize Picks, but it's gotten moved up to like plus 105. So it's not like the best value play if you want to take it on Prize Picks, but take it somewhere because he's throwing a pick. The reason why he looks so comfortable in the game against the Vikings is for a couple different reasons. A, the Vikings send a lot of pressure. So when you're talking about Baker Mayfield, he has a lot of short passes, or did in that game, where he didn't really have time to think, or really couldn't think, because he'd have to get the ball out quick on little slants, little out routes that are pretty quick. Then in the second half, they identified some sort of signs for the Vikings, so they knew what was coming. Every time the Vikings sent pressure to one side, it was a quick out to the other. So there was no thought process in Baker Mayfield's mind other than a pre-snap read. The Bears don't send pressure. They do everything but blitz. So Baker Mayfield, like, I'm not going to act like the Bears secondary is good, so there's going to be open guys. When you give Baker Mayfield a time to think over what he wants to do with the ball and kind of make the plays with his arm rather than with his head, he's going to throw a pick, and he's going to throw in a double coverage. He's going to make a couple of bad throws. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws 2 or 3. So this is like a disastrous situation for Baker Mayfield after he looked really good week 1. I'll give him that, and I was excited to see that. And I don't think he'll look all that terrible against the Bears, but this is a recipe for a Baker Mayfield pick if I've ever seen one.
I'm in. And I guess we're putting 2 interception squares in there because I'm not in this stream until we have Josh Allen less than an interception in this entry as well.
Is it back up?
Yeah, it's up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's up. So I hate to put 2 interception squares in there, guys, but green is green, and we're going to be wrong with those 2. Okay? Javon, any other NFL squares that you could think of that you love? Anything that would compete with any of those college squares? I wouldn't mind putting in 3, but I just want to hear you out and see what options we got.
Well, a lot of the squares that I like the best, frankly, are Bills squares. So, like, I don't know if we want to double up on the Bills or anything, but, like, I love Kincaid. I love James Cook. I mean, Gabe Davis is boom or bust. I like the other 2 guys better, but, I mean, there's value on a lot of those props. So I'm not sure necessarily what we want to do there. We could also put a Commanders angle in there if you want to, because I don't like Terry. I don't like Brian Robinson. I think we talked about that, but I think the fact that those guys are going to be shut down could create a lot of Jahan Dotson love this week.
Really?
So, I mean, one of those angles, I don't know, you can talk through it. It's your team or whatever, but
yeah,
anti-Brian, anti-Terry, but very, very pro Jahan Dotson.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that worries me a little bit is, like, how much are they going to be passing after what we saw out of Howell looking like a freaking idiot out there in week 1 against Pat Surtain and that secondary? I don't know. And that's what worries me about fading B-Rob. It really does. And because Gibson fumbled in a huge spot in week 1, and Ron Rivera has done it before, he'll do it again. I would not be surprised if Gibby doesn't fucking play. Straight up. Like, I would not be surprised if it's Rodriguez getting the backup reps because he was getting him in the second half. Ron Rivera is like that. I don't know why, but he will put out a worse guy and put Antonio Gibson in the doghouse for doing something that he always does because he's not a real running back. So that scares me a little bit. I do think Dottie hits his receptions, but I think I'd rather go with these other squares, man. I feel great about it. Now, I do like Dalton Kincaid's receiving yards this week, and I like all those squares you mentioned. Don't get me wrong. I do. I'm with you on all those. Gabe Davis, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But I think we stick with these 2, man, and I don't see a world where I can't not have Josh Allen to stay off the interception column in the stat sheet. I don't see how we don't do it.
Yeah, I don't see how we don't do that either.
We have to put that in, bro.
Well, we only have 5, though, right?
Right now, we have Plummer, Hunter, Smith, Baker, and J.A.
Oh, wait. Yeah, so we have 5, yeah.
We have 5.
Do we really want to put meat on the table for Travis Hunter?
Dudes, I knew you were going to bitch about it.
I'm not bitching. I'm just saying.
Give me another NFL square to put in, then.
I mean, that's a tough sell. We just talked about some of them. We do have Nick Chubb still lurking, but that's Monday, I think.
Dude, I know. I want to take it, but it's Monday. And I know you don't want to take Tyreek Hill last time.
I don't know. I wouldn't be against taking that either.
You wouldn't be against my angle that Bill Belichick is going to sell out and make sure Tyreek Hill doesn't beat him, and he's going to strap up and double cover him with that decent secondary, and it's going to be anyone else besides Tyreek Hill, and it's going to be all Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
Tell me you'd rather put that in there than Travis Hunter.
Well, we're trusting personally Jay Norvell over Bill Belichick. So if we're comparing the 2, that would be mine.
And that would give us a Sunday night square.
It would give us a Sunday night square.
Boy.
I guess this is also a decent point, though. We don't really know the status of Jonathan Jones. which could be the difference. Fat Girls is also making points, making good points. Do we want to back a Bengal in this? Because I know you like the Bengals a lot, and I'm right there with you. How are they going to win? How they going to? Who's going to be the guy this week when they destroy the Ravens?
I'm not doing it. Nope.
Soft. So
Not
soft.
doing it.
So
I think we go either Hunter or Tyreek. You pick because we got to move.
Well, I got to give you your respect there for Justin Jefferson unders. I mean, these are your squares. So I mean, you put meat on table for which one you think is best.
We're going Tyreek.
There's a guy on Twitter. I don't know if you saw it, but he just like throws prize picks entries, and he's like a CLV guy, and he takes a lot of under touchdowns, and he needs Hill under half a touchdown for like 25 racks.
Oh no.
Not saying that's cursed, but it was just like it's a good play.
I'll say it for you, but it is a good play. Yes. I'm with you, Trent. That could be the confidence we need to lock it in.
I forget his name. Someone in chat definitely knows what I'm talking about.
Okay. Chat, I think we got our 5-piece here, folks. Jake Plummer, more than pass yards. Devonta Smith, more than pass and rush yards. Sorry, Donovan Smith. Jesus, I'm still locked in from last night. Baker Mayfield, more than half an interception. Josh Allen, less than half an interception. And Tyreek Hill, less than half a touchdown. 5 guys.
Wait, they put Josh Allen back up?
Yeah, they put him back up.
Wow. Was that a corp call?
No.
They took Dak down. He's for sure throwing a pick, bro.
Yeah, probably.
He's the same odds as Josh Allen, which is weird.
Yep. And I would love to chat, but we gotta lock in here, folks. We got parlays, we got squad rides to lock in. Trent, feel free to stay up here, but we gotta move. Javon, Hail Mary, parlay, 5 plays, college football, NFL. What are your favorite 2 college football plays?
Favorite 2 college football plays? Tuck me in with the over in Houston TCU. That would definitely be up there.
That's a donkey.
I bet. What else did I have? I forgot what I put as meat on the table. What's your other one? Or your top one? Or Oregon State's mine too. But we don't have to
like Oregon State?
It's kind of a fat spread to put in a lay.
Is it a winner?
It's great.
Then we're taking it.
We're taking it.
We're leaning into your college football plays, and we're leaning into my NFL plays is what we're doing. So what number is that?
Louisville team total 2. Over 64 for Houston TCU. And then we have Oregon State minus 24.5. But, I mean, I don't know if you want to put Florida in there too. Or I guess we can leave that for squad ride voting. Louisville team total is an option 2. Whatever you want.
I like what's Florida at right now?
6.5.
We'll put that in there for now and potentially take it out if we have more NFL plays we like. But let's take a look at the NFL board here, Javon.
Yeah, you speak to me there. It's your sport.
Yeah. So here's a couple plays I love. I love the Jags. I love the Bills. I love the Bengals.
Yeah.
Those are the plays I love.
You know how I feel about the Bills, so I'm in there.
You want to take Bills and Jets?
I don't know if you can get me there on the Jets, man. I'm sorry.
Come on.
I don't know if you can get me there. I'm not taking the Cowboys, but I don't know if you can give me the counter there.
Okay.
Yes, we are Del God. Let's give us a second.
Okay. What about Jacksonville plus 3.5?
What'd you say were your other ones? The Jags and the Bengals?
Jags plus 3.5. Bills, which we'll put in there. The Bengals. Bengals line's pulling back.
No Texans?
No Texans.
Okay.
Dude, let me put the Jets in. They're covering.
Meat on table, you put it in. You speak, I listen there.
Meat on tag. Jets are covering. My favorite play of the weekend. We got to put them in.
All right.
And they're down to 9. Chat, I think we roll with this. Houston TCU over 64. Oregon State minus 24.5. Florida plus 6.5. The Bills minus 8.5. And the Jets plus 9. Little
Are we going
Hail
5
Mary
or 4?
5 piece. I think we get 5.
Okay.
I think we get 5. 5-piece hold the fry. Hail Mary parlay.
Come in.
If you guys want a safe play, you take the squad ride, you lock it in for a responsible 1 year. And speaking of the squad ride, we got a poll to run here, folks. Javon, need 5 plays right now like I need air. Give me your favorite couple.
For today, we're doing
Yep.
that one first, I assume. Utah
Yep.
State plus 9.
Love it.
Certainly in there. This Miami Atlanta over 9. It's definitely up there as well.
The Miami over
honestly,
9.
Yeah, Miami over 9. Braves Marlins. I don't know how many more plays you have that you really like today, but I definitely have a couple that I could throw in the ring for the next few.
Yeah. I mean, I like the under in UVA Maryland.
Toss that in there. Get a good sell job
Okay.
on that one.
Yeah. And give me your favorite other 2 plays because today I don't love the slate. I'm more dialed in for the weekend.
Noted. Rockies team total over 4, or I guess we can say 4.5 because I believe that's probably what it's going to go up to.
I'm in for that. I love that angle.
It's fat plus chicken there.
Okay.
Then I wouldn't mind going Astros plus or Astros minus 1.5, honestly.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Let's run it. 5 plays, 5 winners, chat. We're going to run a quick 2-minute poll here, and then we're going to run a 1-minute poll for college football squad ride. So hurry up, go, go, go. Get your votes in. You have 2 minutes. Go vote in the Twitch chat. There's a poll up, BTL squad ride for today. Hurry up, lock in your vote. Go, 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 go. Hurry up. We got 2 minutes. Get your votes in. 5 plays, 5 winners. Utah State plus 9. Miami, Atlanta over 9. UVA, Maryland under 47. Colorado team total over 4.5. Houston minus 1.5. 5 plays, 5 winners. Guys, we will post all of the weekend parlays. We will post all of the squad rides. Don't you worry. Okay. And you got 10 seconds to get your vote in. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Get your votes in. 10 seconds. Guys, the plays will be posted. You know where to find us. Okay. Book it BTL on Twitter. Make sure you drop a follow. We'll post all these slips, all these graphics, all these clips. Make sure you guys are supporting your goats who are up here grinding for you, finding new winners. All right. And just what I wanted to see, Javon, over in Miami and Atlanta, 9. Love this play. Squad ride for today. Let's lock in college football for tomorrow. What do you want to put in here?
Florida. I mean, both the plays, I guess, that we put in, or yeah, I guess all the plays that we put in for the lay, I'm certainly in for.
We'll go Florida plus 6.5. We'll go Houston TCU over 64.
64.
We will go Oregon State minus 24.5. We will go South Alabama. What are they at? Have to put them in
7.
Here. Love that
They're at
play.
7, yeah. Love that play too. We didn't talk about
South
that.
Alabama plus 7. What else am I missing, Javon?
I was just scrolling through. Boston College down 24.5. That's wild. Wild. Trying to look through ones.
Can we put Mizzou in there? Plus 4?
Sure.
Okay, let's round it up with Mizzou plus 4. Love it. Mizzou plus 4. Chat. 5 plays, 5 winners. You have 1 minute to vote for Saturday's college football squad ride. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. W Goots getting the poll up. Can we get some W Goots in the chat, please? Our elite producer in the back end, making sure everything looks smooth as silk up here on the board for you guys, okay? W Goots. And no, we're not putting Colorado game in there, chat. Come on now. 5 plays, 5 winners for tomorrow's squad ride. Florida plus 6.5. Houston TCU over 64. Oregon State minus 24.5. South Alabama plus 7. And Mizzou plus 4. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. You got about 15 seconds to lock this one in, folks. Javon, squad ride today. Houston, Atlanta over 9. We'll make sure we post all of this NFL and college football betting content on the Book It Sports Twitter, at Book It BTL on the BTL Twitter. All right, folks. Jack, get your votes in. You got 3 seconds. Go, 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 go. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And we've got Oregon State minus 24.5, folks, for the squad ride on Saturday. It's going to be all Beavers all Saturday night. Now I know why you guys voted them.
Late night beef.
Late night beef, folks. We're back. Chat, we'll be on here on Monday. Same time, same place. Stick around for the surge stream, folks. We got plenty of winners to find. Trent had a legacy day yesterday. Keep the coin safe, my man. And we'll catch you tomorrow. Catch you on Monday. Same time, same place. We'll be seeing folks.